apologist. If you read from the Bible, obey the commandment and know who your mother and father is. Tune in to sa.neter, cause he the protector of the gods. I'm talking about Dr. Benjamin, Yusuf, Zaquen, and John. We got the scale of my art. If he light as a feather, let's go and weigh his heart. I am the shrine of Ptah. If you can say I am, better recognize a god. All I see is pseudos and frauds. Kudos to my dogs. Judo for you frogs. I think it's time to hop off the environment. Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough. Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough. Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough. Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough.
Will survive, comedic knowledge on the rise, raising consciousness divine, to the truth we subscribe. Jabari leading the way, Shaka almost don't play, sa.neter done open the gates, and been banging the day. It's a family for the culture, rebuking all your vultures. Service environment full of soldiers, unlock your mind, they'll exposure. HOK is the squad, debating the truth is a nod. Watch where you step in the pod, or they'll tear you apart.
Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough. 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 Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough.
The Adjustment Bureau. We make Negroes adjust.
Yeah. Peace and black power, everybody. Peace and black power, man. Y'all already know what it is. 1, 2. Yeah, today I got Apostle Zaquen, and of course, Yarah Black Sage will be in the building this evening. And before we even get started, man, y'all already know what y'all got to do. Hit that like button. Hit the like button as you come in. And also understand that we got something going on, man. We got something big going on. Heavy. If y'all didn't already get your tickets, don't wait till the last minute. Apostle, don't wait till the last minute. Get your ticket, brother. Don't wait till the last minute, because we ain't gonna be able to do everything at the last minute. You know? Yeah, it's the 25th. Reese is the 25th. All right. So without any further ado, man, I got one of the brothers in the building so far. Get y'all ticket. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat where you can get ahead and get your ticket. Don't wait till the last minute. Now, like I've been saying, you know how we do. We always wait till the last minute. Well, we got Apostle in the building. Let me get Apostle up in here right away. Apostle Zaquen, what's up, brother?
Hey, shalom. Peace to you.
Hello, shalom.
Shalom.
Why all the different greetings? You say shalom. I said that joint to Captain, and he practically almost threw me out of school class with that, man.
Yeah, Captain goes with shalom. There's no difference.
What's the difference? What is the difference?
One is a more ancient greeting. Shalom is a modern greeting. Shalom is a more ancient greeting.
But what's the problem with it? Why he don't just, if somebody say shalom, he looked at me and laughed and said, man, we don't do that.
They don't. They say
like it's a bad thing though.
Say what?
Like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, well, it's not. Maybe, you know,
right.
It's the difference in saying the ruach or the rakah.
Right.
One is more ancient. They both mean spirit. Ruach means spirit and rakah means spirit.
Okay.
But one is ancient. I speak the Lashawan Kadesh. Shalom is not, it's modern. It's not the Lashamar Kadash. So I speak Abaya.
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 What Abaya mean?
Iber is the individual, and Yah represents the people of that individual.
Abaya.
I am a descendant of Ibar. The same place where you get the word Iberian Peninsula. That's where that word comes from. It comes from Eber or Ibar. Abba. Eber is English. Abba is Abayath. It's ancient.
All right. Hey, you ready to go in today, man?
That's the same with Kasad.
Right.
Kasad is modern. Hassad is ancient. It's like the word Hanukkah. Hanukkah is spelled with a C, but the C is not pronounced. It's the same thing with the J in Spanish. You don't pronounce the J, you pronounce Hyksos. You don't pronounce the J letter, you pronounce it with an H sound. Ha.
But you know what, Apostle?
It's the same thing as Haka. Haka is spelled C-H-A-K-A-H. Haka is wisdom. You don't pronounce it Kaka, you pronounce it Haka. Although it's CH.
But you know what, Apostle?
Yeah.
Y'all don't speak to each other like that. Y'all don't even talk in Hebrew like that.
What you mean?
Y'all don't speak
Sometimes
to
we
each
do,
other.
sometimes we don't. Most time we speak English. This is my wife, man. Hold on. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, it's done. I'm live. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. Love you. Yeah, so most time we speak in English, man, like everybody else. And a lot of Hebrews don't know the ancient. They only know you talking, I can't hear you. You can talk to, don't you got Tazariak later on? You got Cap later on, right? Speak up,
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, ask him, just ask him.
Okay.
You know, I mean, he's going to say shalom.
I'm gonna say Abaya to him.
He ain't going to know what that is.
All right. But anyway, man, are you ready for this show?
Yeah, I mean, what is it? Y'all just talk to me about it. I really don't know what it is, but I'm willing to do whatever.
What do the flyer say, brother?
We are Heqau. I don't know.
Akua.
Hyksos. Ta-Nfr, not Ta-Nfr.
Tanasu. Tanasu.
We're the Hyksos.
Wait till Yarah get on, because he's the one that did all
I
that.
don't know about that, but I know the Hyksos was ruling in Egypt during our enslavement. They were a foreign government ruling.
Yo, you ain't see Mighty Hebrew earlier? I had Mighty Hebrew on earlier.
I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw it. He talked a good talk. He told you about the African. He
Yeah.
told you the difference.
Yeah.
He living there. So if you can't accept it from him, I don't know who you
No, but listen, what did he say about do they call themselves African? What did he say?
Well, they don't. Not over there, they don't.
Told
We
you.
call them African.
Told you. That's what he said.
I know that. I know that.
He said they only do that around us.
Right.
Because that's what they think we only know them by. He said, but when they're around each other, they don't call themselves that. And I said, yep, told you.
Right. Now, if I'm talking to Cap, I would say shalom. Because I know that's what he accepts. So I wouldn't bring a stumbling block between us.
Right.
I would say shalom.
Right.
But if I'm talking to Shasham, I'm gonna say Shalom.
Uh-huh. All right, we got Black Sage in the building. Black Sage, what is this about? Talk to us. What did this flyer say?
It says where the Heqau-Khaut of Ta-Nfr, which is an ancient name for ancient Kemet, were the Hebrews.
Okay.
And then
all right,
talk
the
about
Heqau-Khaut of the Ta-Nfr Hebrew. Hold on.
Yeah.
So what are you saying here? Like, what are you saying? Give me English.
Okay. So if you look down underneath there, the evidence of the proto-Israelites, who were they? Were they the Habiru? Because a couple of shows ago, you had sa.neter come on and said that the Israelites themselves were the Heqau-Khaut or the Hyksos. That's the Kemetic name, or the Egyptian term Heqau-Khaut is what the Greeks coined as the Hyksos, right? So his position was against the apostle was that the Israelites were the Hyksos. And we know historically that could not be. And that the sa.neter, as he is often, is wrong on these points.
And so you're here to correct it.
Yeah, we here to correct it, and we're going to be coming on to correct a lot of these things that they say, because they say stuff and then they blow past the stop signs, right? And so they just say a lot of stuff, thinking, especially the other night when he thought he was correcting the apostle when the apostle was 100% correct. So a sa.neter needs to be dealt with. He's my guy, but he needs to be handled.
I got to go out and get my picture back. My camera working.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'll be right back.
He has to be dealt with on these issues. And if he's out there in the clouds, he's welcome to come on and read along the information, because that's all he can do, just read along, right? There won't be any argument. He's just going to read along. So this is what we're going to talk about tonight, because you have a lot of people out here saying that the Israelites were the Hyksos. That's not true. And I wanted to just come on and really let them know that I got apostles back. I know y'all be shooting at my apostle, but it's all good. He's not.
They always shooting at me.
But don't worry about it. Apostle got shooters.
I played a game on him yesterday, right? Act silly on him, act stupid on him yesterday. They used to see CK Suke. He was going on.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard inside, man.
Yeah.
Ah, boy.
You got to do it, man. You got to do it to them, man. You got to do it to them. They gotta learn, because I see what's going on over here on the HOK when these Kemetic cats start popping their head back up. Yeah.
He talking about the papaya. What's that? The 115 papaya. I can't think of the name of it.
Papaya.
Yeah, 115.
Yeah.
He was talking about it like it's so ancient. You know, where the Dead Sea Scrolls are older.
It's not.
And I showed him.
He always does that.
He was talking about Thessalonians as a book, and I told him Thessalonians, it's a letter. It's an epistle.
It's a letter.
It's not a book.
Right.
And it wasn't the first book written.
Right.
These letters were written in time by Paul to the different churches. That don't mean when they were discovered. That just meant when they were written. But the book of Mark was the first book written and discovered. So they don't know what they're talking about. I broke out I broke this out on them, man. And they all got silent.
Yeah. He should be. He should be silent.
Yeah, this is what got Billy messed up.
Yep.
Apostle, you be getting dealt with though, man. You be getting handled.
No, not really. Y'all be fantasizing.
No, not really, man.
And I just pulled y'all in yesterday.
I'm here with you on that.
Ask me if I was
So
American.
what did he have to say?
Stupid question. If I'm an American. So I played with him. Nah.
What did they have to say on that 115 papyrus, though? What did he have to say on the 115 papyrus?
It was the oldest. It was the oldest, and something we gotta rewind it because he be talking so much trash, man. I can't. Half of the stuff he be talking about don't make sense. He be making it up, man, like he did Deuteronomy 32 when Moses went and got the 10 Commandments and came back. You know, he be talking nonsense, making up stories and stuff, man.
Yeah.
Add to the word. And so I know you can't add to the word. You know that. They didn't know Moses, like we forgot who Moses was.
But all Israelites do that, including Black Sage, you, Tazariak, all of y'all add to the word.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do. What do you mean?
No,
you got to make it fit your story.
No,
so all of y'all do that, brother.
I tell a story just like it's written. You said you don't understand it. I keep telling you because you got to commit. You got to submit yourself, man. If you want to understand this book, stop approaching it as a lie.
Right.
You want me to approach it as
you're not going to understand as long as you're approaching it as a lie. God's not going to reveal it to you.
So you want me to approach it as the truth?
No, but you got to approach it earnestly, man. If you don't know, approach it that way. Like you don't know, you seeking. But that's not what you know.
I think I know more about the Bible than both of you guys up here, man.
Well, okay, you can say that side, but you know better, man. We've been caught you in so much stuff, man. It's pathetic, man.
Yeah.
We've been so much, it's pathetic. And as long as you keep listening to Nepal, I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry for saying it, man, but wow. I don't know where she learned her Hebrew at, man, but
man, you know Nepal is the best teacher out there, man.
She didn't talk that way when she first came on, man. I know that.
Well, who you think taught her?
She was soft funny. I will say this about Nepal, though. She one of the best. She one of the better Hebrews out here, though.
Yeah. Well, she know the debate.
What happened is I brought her out of that shell. I taught her the proper thing about as far as being God and the devil. You know?
It's impossible.
God. All right. So look, watch this. How is it impossible when you know that there's a duality in everything, Apostle?
I don't know if there's a duality in
you don't know? If you accept God, you got to accept the devil, right? Do you have a higher and lower self within?
Yeah, but what are you saying, sa.neter? You just said that.
I have a lower self before coming to God.
Right.
The devil was defeated in Christ. So I no longer have a lower self.
Listen, man. When they wrote the Bible, I say this all the time. When the man wrote the Bible, he was thinking of humans. He was thinking of men. He was thinking of their actions. He was thinking of how we behave, the mindset. And so when you read the Bible, it's just talking about us. But y'all think it's talking about something else, like a Superman somewhere up in the sky. You are that Superman, bro.
Yeah, okay.
That is talking about.
No, it's not. And nobody wrote the Bible. The Bible was collected. Nobody wrote it.
Yes, they did.
Men wrote individual books.
No, that's your belief.
Collected.
That's your belief, brother. They wrote the Bible. They wrote it.
Reality.
They documented it. They wrote it.
They wrote the first 5 books, and the different artists, 42 different people over a 1,500-year period, wrote the books of the Bible that were collected together. That's why
and guess what?
84 books.
And guess what? Those 40-something people that wrote the Bible, none of them have met God. None of them has spoken to God. None of them, God ain't tell none of them a goddamn thing.
You just cut me off, man. I just want you to know that. I learned from you. You just cut me off. I was speaking and you interrupted me, man.
All right, go ahead.
Put yourself in the background and listen. And I keep telling you, 42 men, God inspired, wrote the Bible as the Holy Spirit led them. These books were collected over time. At one time, they had 84 books. The Ethiopian Bible to this day still got 87 books.
Let me jump in real quick, Apostle. I don't always read the chat, but they got some good questions in here today. Before I do have a presentation too that we can go through, so I want to get into that if time permits. But I want to respond to Dwayne Franklin. First of all, let me shout out to the New Torah movement. I see y'all in the chat. Shout out to you. Who's that? Who did I just see? Yerim Yahoo. Shalom, fam. Peace and
blessings. Yahoo was in there?
Yeah, Yerim Yahoo. The way
shalom, brother.
Yeah, he's in there. I see Ancient Scribe in there. Peace to you, fam. I really could have used you on this stream. Y'all get ready, man. That's a Hebrew man.
Hey, what is
he gonna slice?
I am Scorpio saying. By you saying that
I am Scorpion.
Yeah,
he's not really saying that, but I'll address him in a second though. But I wanted to Dwayne Franklin. He asked about the documentary hypothesis or the JEPD source, right?
Right.
What about that? If you study Wellhausen, first of all, you'll understand that he's not the first person to come up with the JEDP source, right? And an easy cut to the documentary hypothesis or that JEDP source is if you go to Genesis chapters 18 verses 19. Basically, what that says is that there is the JEPD source says that there are writers or two different sects of writers who are writing anachronistically, but almost at the same time period, right? They're writing at different time periods, I should say. So in Genesis, when you will see some will talk about El, and then you will see some will talk about Yahweh or Yahweh, some would say, that the JEPD source says you shouldn't see those in the same book, the two usages of that name. But when you go early, I think it's Genesis chapter 2 or Genesis chapter 3, I believe, somewhere around there, Apostle, you can correct me if I'm wrong, you'll see the first use of the name Yahweh, right?
Yeah. Genesis chapter 2.
Genesis chapter 2. According to
Lord God.
Yes. But the documentary hypothesis says you shouldn't see the name Yahweh there. You should only see the name El, is what the JEPD source says, right? Because of the Elohist, which is what the E stands for, who's writing, right? Versus the J or the Yahwist, right? Or the some say the Jehovah's who's writing at the time. P is for the priests who are writing, right? And so when you see that, you shouldn't see that there if that's the case. But you can go to Genesis chapter 18 and you'll see that they say Yahweh.
Yeah.
Genesis chapter 19 said, and Yahweh rained down fire from Yahweh. If that is the case, if the JEPD source holds or the documentary hypothesis holds, you shouldn't see Yahweh in the book of Genesis at all. You should only see the uses of the word El. But because we see both, you know that's false. So we can't really go with, I don't really walk with the documentary hypothesis.
When you see the word El, it's not without the word Elohim, meaning plural. There were more than one. Let us, in chapter 1, let us make man in our image. And making man and creating man is two different things, man.
Come on. And peace to you, Pastor Philip Baines. I see you in the chat as well.
Philip, shalom.
I want to
The word, I just want to say this to Scorpio. The word apostle is a title. It doesn't mean you're perfect, but I am perfect in Christ. That's why Matthew 5:48, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven. That's a command to be perfect. The word is katatisma. It means to be fully equipped. Not perfect in the sense that you don't make mistakes, but perfect in the sense that God has equipped you for the task. He has equipped you like anybody called in ministry. God will not call you into ministry without equipping you for the ability to fulfill that particular job. So we are perfect in Christ.
Exactly. And Ancient Scribe, I see you out there in the chat, man. If you can, man, hit the panel, man, because I'm gonna show this presentation. And I know a lot of these cats that come on this channel, man, they don't understand the
shout out to my man Armin Rob McCarthy. He in the building.
Amen. Ra Shalom.
He's agreeing with Apostle.
Shout out to Ron McCarthy. Let me share my screen. Let me go in here, man.
Apostle don't know how to share his screen no more.
I'm not sure what you talking about, man.
Okay, let's get it then.
We're good, man. I'm just going to go through some few things and talk
I saw
about
him.
some
God
things.
just waiting on y'all to get it in so he could jump in and snap y'all next.
I'm here to confirm.
No, he can come on. He can come on now. We can take this one from top to bottom. He can come on in here and get this beaten.
I'm just here to confirm my brother.
He gonna get it. He gonna get it either way. All right. Let me know when you start sharing.
Asayim Ka.
Is it big on your screen, sir?
Yep. It's nice.
All right, bet. All right, let's go through this, right? So I want to explain, and we're going to talk about are the Hyksos the Israelites, right? Because what people don't understand, like Ta-Nfr is that he believes that the term Heqau-Khaut has a direct connection to the Israelites, right? That these are Israelites. What he doesn't understand is history. And it's a fact of history. We don't have to argue it. We don't really have to debate it. All Ta-Nfr has to do is just listen, right? It's as simple as that, right? So we go to the next slide, right? So through the eyes of Kemet, identifying the Hyksos, right? Let me move this back a little bit. It says, so there are ancient Egyptian texts, and y'all have to follow me here because I'm going to make a distinction between the Hyksos and the Israelites, right? I'm going to try to go through this pretty quickly. And y'all can jump in at any time, Apostle or sa.neter, whoever. Okay. There are Egyptian texts where the Hyksos call themselves Kas, right? Kas or Kushite, right? The Egyptian textual evidence includes the primary evidence includes the Turin Royal Canon, where the Hyksos were styled Heqau-Khaut, the same name they called the other Kushites in Nubia during the Old Kingdom. That's your source where you can see this. During the New Kingdom, the Kushites were still being called Kash, the same name the Hattians called themselves, or i.e. or Kashka, or rulers of Kushites, right? And I'm supposed to be having a conversation with our good sister, what is her name? She's always on here. What's her name?
Who? I can't think of Ra? Sakina Ra?
No, not Sakina Ra. She's always debating about the Canaanites. I'm sorry, I'm missing her name right now.
Who's that, son?
What is her name? I don't mean to be disrespectful either. I can't remember.
Neftali?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna be having a conversation at some point, son, and I don't know where, about who the Hittites were, right? Were they a black people? I'm going to show that too. But during the New Kingdom, the Kushites were still being called Kash, the same name the Hattians called themselves the Kashka rulers of Kushites. The first four rulers of the Hyksos called themselves Heqau-Khaut on their seals in a monumental door jamb from Avaris, right? And if you understand where Avaris is is located in ancient Kemet, right? It was a city, but it was actually the capital of the Hyksos rulers, right? Now, here's the thing we got to understand. The Hyksos were just a group of political rulers. They were a political group of people. The Hyksos were not necessarily a formed nation, but I'm going to show where the Hyksos, where the Egyptians referred to many different groups by the name of Hyksos. So just picking out one Asar Imka, saying that the Hyksos were a monolithic group of people, you're incorrect on that. But clearly they were not the Israelites, right? So we're going to show that as well. Go to my next slide, right? So through the eyes of Kemet, identifying the Hyksos. If y'all can just look at these different seals, you will see the first four rulers of the Hyksos called themselves Heqau-Khaut on their seals in the door jamb I just talked about. This is how we know that they weren't connected to Israelites, right? Or the first Israelites. So here you see the Hyksos worship Ra, and you can see the four seals there of these four original rulers of the Hyksos, right? These four ruling of the shepherd people. They had Egyptian seals where they worshiped Ra, right? Let's go to the next one, right? The Hyksos were Kushites that originated in the Nile Valley, not the Levant or Anatolia, right? Not in modern day Turkey, not in modern day Jerusalem or in those areas. They originated in the Nile Valley, right? And this picture that you see here, this is a Hyksos king, Apepi, or Apepi the First, right? Or the Greeks call him Apophis, right? And this is from the 16th dynasty, right? And so we clearly see here that they worship Ra. You see the symbols on that on the front of him there, right? You see the headdress, right? So these were Kushite rulers. They were Kushites. Let's continue, right? I'm going through this really quickly. So the N25 hieroglyph, right, which was deciphered by Alan Gardner, he gives the meaning, right? The contemporary meaning of the N25 hieroglyph. You see the little determinative there, right? It's a determinative for a foreign land or hill country. It has no phonetic value, but adds meaning to words related to foreign lands or geographical areas outside of Egypt. When it appears with other symbols, y'all got to get this, when it appears with other symbols, such as with the title Heqau-Khaut, meaning rulers of foreign lands, it references the Hyksos, who are foreign rulers of Egypt during the second intermediate period. Now, we know Israelites never ruled Egypt like that.
No.
Never ruled Egypt. So we have to break that first connection. That's our first division, right? So let's continue. Israelites were never in power, right? So you cannot connect them to the Hyksos in that manner, right? So here are the Hyksos African Kushites or Asians, right? Because we know the Israelites were Western Asians or Asiatics, right? So if you go into the Winnie inscription, right, it says if Gardner's N25 symbol meant rulers of foreign lands, we would read the Winnie inscription as the following: His Majesty made war on the Asiatic sand dwellers. Now, who would be the Asiatic sand dwellers? That would more likely be, quote unquote, an Israelite, right? Or someone from Asiatic descent here, right? But we see that these two are not connected, right? So watch this. It says His Majesty, talking about a Hyksos ruler. His Majesty made war on the Asiatic sand dwellers, and His Majesty an army of many 10,000s in the entire southward to Elephantine, and northward to Aphroditopolis, or which was originally called Busiris, and the Northland on both sides, entire in the stronghold, and in the midst of the rulers of the foreign lands, right? I'm sorry, in the strongholds among the Earthet, the rulers of foreign lands, the Mazoi, the rulers of the foreign lands, the Yam, the rulers of the foreign lands, and among the Wawet rulers of foreign lands, among the Ka rulers of foreign lands, and among the land of Timah. So we see what these were, right? So these Asiatic sand dwellers, these were Bedouins, right? Or sheep herders, right? Or goat herders living in Sinai and Canaan, possibly Canaanites in general. So what do we see here? We see the Hyksos making war, the Hyksos rulers making war against the Asiatic sand dwellers. If you want to put the Israelites or the proto-Israelites, because we didn't have Israelites at this time, so we would even have, I would even say proto-Israelites. If you put the proto-Israelites in this frame here, they're still not connected to these Hyksos rulers that Sa.neter wants everybody to believe. It's impossible, right? We know where Elephantine was, Abu City in the first, southernmost nome of Upper Egypt. Aphroditopolis, or Tefet, is the city in the 22nd northmost nome of Upper Egypt. And Earthet is Urjet. Mazoi was the Magi, right? We know Israelites weren't the Magi, right? We know that's not who he was talking about. And then Timnah, right? And so we could see here in the hieroglyph, we see that the staff here, or the Heqau, right? Which means ruler, right? And then you have here Kosh, or the Heqau-Kosh, right? 925, or the Heqau-Kesh, right? Or the Heqau-Kush. These were Kushites here that's being referred to. And so many times this is always what most people are talking about when they say, oh, you guys are the Hyksos. And I'm going to show you why they're still wrong, right? Why they're always wrong. So down here you see the Winnie inscription dates to the late Old Kingdom of ancient Egypt, specifically the 6th dynasty, around 23 to 32 to 2283 BCE. The inscription is a biography of the official Winnie the Elder, right, who served under multiple pharaohs during this period, right? The issue is here, and you can see this at the University of Michigan, the Kelsey Publications, right? As a source, you can go look at the Winnie inscription. The biggest problem you have again here by trying to connect the Hyksos to the Israelites is this. Again, I'm going to show you where it gets funny, right? Is that we know that at this time, at 2332 to 2283 BCE, we don't have an Israelite nation. We don't even have an Israelite tribe that exists. So we know these people are not connected to them. We're going to show that, right? Let's keep going. Semantically, reading 925 as the rulers of foreign land is the unintelligent. For example, the Wawet rulers of foreign lands is incorrect because Wawet was the name of a nation, not a king. As a result, right, where it says Heqau, right, was used to identify the nationality of the Wawet or the Ka and other Kushites, right? And what do we see right here? We see the lands of where these people were, right? This is what this map is showing. You have Punt here, you have Yam, right? Here's the Nile River. You see where these people were. You have the Magi over here. You have the Wawet over here, right? Or the Wawet or the king or the nation of Wawet, right? You have the nation of Wawet. You have the Urjet and the Setju, and then you have Kush right here, dead smack in the middle. And these are the people that were being referred to as the Heqau-Khaut or the Hyksos rulers, right? And here you can see it here in the Winnie inscription on line 48. It announces the Heqau-Khaut or the Na Yam, right? Here in the lands of the Hyksos. So these people knew where they were and they knew who the Hyksos were. You're not going to see a Israel. You're not going to see a Jerusalem. You're not going to see any of that here, right? Because the Hyksos were not the Israelites. Just couldn't do it, right? So are the Hyksos African, Kushites, or Asians? Researchers have made it clear that the Hyksos included many different nationalities. And I'm going to show you where people get wrong. The Hyksos, according to John Bright, in his writing, A History of Israel, Westminster John Knox Press, page 60, and Robert Drew's The Coming of the Greeks in the Indo-European Conquest in the Asia and the Near East, Princeton University Press, page 254, included Hurrians and Hittians in addition to the Canaanites. This means that the name Amu, right, was a generic name for Asians. And I'm going to show you why that's important to know. It was a generic name for Asians, and it did not denote a specific Asian tribe. The Amu wasn't a specific Asian tribe, right? And I'm going to show you why that's important, because you often hear a lot of these Kemetic guys get on here and talk about, oh, you the Amu, especially Asar Mka. If I'm not misinterpreting what he's saying, he's always saying that the Amu has something directly to do with these Asian, with the Israelites, right? We're going to show why that's incorrect. This is a photograph of the Egyptian Pharaoh King Sahure, right? And Sahure was a Hyksos ruler. He was a Hyksos ruler, right? So let me show you why that term Amu, it was important, what we just read. So, and you guys seen this picture before here, right? And right off the bat, what do you guys see here? Y'all see the terms we talked about and the salve, right? Y'all saw that on the previous page. We talked about that, right? So it says a man described here, right, as Abisha or Abisha the Hyksos. Now look at him, right? I had this conversation with our good brother Ankh West weeks ago, right? I was telling you that they always were able to determine and even show in the colors that they use for painting the phenotype of these people. If you look at any older ancient Egyptian or Kemetic depictions of themselves, they have this same color. And people say, oh, no, they just like using the red ochre color, or they just like using that particular color. No, they did. They used the color that depicted them, that depicted their physiology, that depicted their phenotype. It was this particular skin color. All depictions of most ancient Egyptians you see have this same depicted color, right? Because if they like using this just for everybody, they could have painted themselves dark as they did Nubians. And we'll show you some of them. Or light with some of the other Asiatic tribes or foreign tribes. But they used they used the color based on the phenotype that was more closely related to them, right? So this is the tomb of Khnum-Hotep II, circa 1900 BCE, right? This is one of the earliest known uses of the term Hyksos. In the Egyptica, History of Egypt, written by the Greco-Egyptian priest and historian Merneptah in the 3rd century BC, the term Hyksos is used ethnically to designate people of probable West Semitic, Levantine origin, right? So we don't get to even start using that term Hyksos that correlates to anyone in these particular regions or in the Levantine origin until the 3rd century BCE. So those original Hyksos that were ran out by Amos and Kamos were not these people that's being talked about here that Benito is calling the Hyksos. That's why people don't understand the disconnect here, right? You see the citation below here, right? Miro, 2011, Bart, 2015, page 96, right? Page 188 for Bart, and page, I believe that's 131, right? For Miro. So let's continue. Let me show y'all why Apostle was correct in all of this, what he said. So here you have a citation here from Lemme 2015, page 240. If you go to his citation, right, you'll see where he breaks down the understanding of the Hyksos, right, or rulers of foreign countries. The Greeks use the term Hyksos or Hyksos, right? But here again, we saw this right here. We just saw this in the Khnum-Hotep II's mural, or the B'nai Hassan mural that some people sometimes refer to at times, that shows these same rulers coming in. You see the standard characters for Hyksos in the label for Habisha the Hyksos in the tomb of Khnum-Hotep II, 1900 BC. The crook, right, or the Hek, which means ruler, and the heel is a phonetic complement, right, to the standards of foreign rulers of foreign countries, right? And here's an important sign here, right? And this will show whether or not that these are dealing with specific kings or dealing with actual groups of people or a nation of people, right? Or just groups of people in general. When you see the sign, these three little markings down below here, and oftentimes you'll see three little markings below what it looks like a crown, but these are actually heels, right? You see these three little markings. That means that they did not necessarily have a ruler, but they actually were just a group or a nation of people. Not even, nation is even wrong, but just a group of people. And you see that here, right? This means that this was many people and not just a singular person, but this is plural, right? So let's go down here. Here's what I'm showing to you right here as well. We have 4 foreign chieftains from the tomb TC39, right, in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, circa 1479 to 1458 BCE. Now we're getting close to the time of what we know the Israelite rulers. And what do we see here again? We see this sign here that talks about groups of people. You see the 3 markings under the heel, right? Under the foreign lands, we see that right there, right? Now look again. What do you see? You see different depictions of people. We know these are Asiatic tribes. You have one with red hair, but make no mistake about it, this is darker hair. Make no mistake about it. This one has sort of a sandy, dusty hair. But if you can actually take a look, what you notice is that these groups of people here, these are 4 foreign rulers. These groups here. This is what they would be known as Hyksos. They're not a monolithic people. They're a group or a collection of people, just being foreigners. Right?
Exactly.
So, right here, this is what I want people to really see. So this is from Amenhotep II, right? The reign of Amenhotep II, the 18th dynasty, circa 1427 to 14 BCE. This is the Egyptian relief depicting a battle against West Asiatics. Now, if you look at these depictions, these are Egyptians and Asiatics. Can anybody tell me which one is the Egyptians? That would be this darker complexion, you would think, versus these Asiatic complexions, you would think. But take a look at them. They don't have too much difference in phenotype other than darker color of skin. You have some more lighter skin, some have more darker skin, but you clearly don't see a European, what you would consider a modern day European. You don't see that. And this is what I mean when you see these Egyptians here. Let me go back some. That same color is the same color as this Hyksos ruler. And you can't tell me they didn't know how to make depictions between phenotypes of skin color. You see it right here. Right here. And you clearly see it here. He looks like this. These Egyptians look just like this guy. Why is that? Why is that? Right? Because what I'm telling you is, if they're telling you that this is what the Hyksos look like, the Hyksos ruler look like, doesn't he look like more like these guys right here? And not these lighter complexion guys? So who would actually be the West Asiatics? Would it actually be these guys versus these guys? And if these are the Egyptians, Isn't that a much more closer complexion to what you would consider a modern day European to look like? If you're just going by phenotype. That's why I tell these guys, you really can't do that. And that's all they really be arguing. Right? Because if I just showed you this without any of this, you guys wouldn't really be able to tell other from this guy here to this guy here, who's the Hyksos or not. You wouldn't know it. Let's go a little bit further, right? This is Ramses II, right? Depicted here. Look, same skin tone, right? Almost the same phenotype as these guys here, this gentleman here, and this Hyksos ruler. Now watch this. Don't tell me they didn't know how to differentiate themselves by using paint. So this is what they did. So here, this is Ramses II, and what is he doing? He's taking a Nubian. We clearly know who the Nubian is, the darker one, and a Libyan prisoner, right? Which is the one behind him here, and a Syrian prisoner, which almost has the same skin tone complexion as Ramses II. And this is 1250 BCE. So what they try to do is they try to argue that somehow the Hyksos at the Heqau-Khaut look more like a modern day European. So therefore, modern day Israelites, or Israelis, I should say, or the small hats, are more connected to these people because they look more like Europeans. But you don't see that here. You don't see that here. And we know that during this time, we know that there were Israelites on the scene by 1250 BCE. We know this, right? Let's prove that, right? Going further, right? Here, I want to say this. The Hyksos were called Heqau-Khaut, the world in ancient times, the ancient Egyptian world, by book were not Habiru or shepherd kings, right? This is very important, right? That the Habiru were not shepherd kings. Let's look at it. The Hyksos ruled from 1650 to 1550 BCE. The New Kingdom lasted from 1549 to 1292 BCE. During the New Kingdom, Egyptians used the name Amu, we showed you that, as a generic name for the Asian. The term Habiru was an ethnonym for one of the Asian tribes. It was an ethnic determination for one of the Asian tribes. It is clear that if the Habiru and Heqau-Khaut were the same people, they would have had the same name, given the fact the New Kingdom began at the end of the Heqau-Khaut dynasty. If y'all not paying attention, this is really the dagger right here. It's telling you that the Heqau-Khaut is not connected to the Habiru. And for the Kemetic scholars out there, we know that the Egyptians used the term Habiru, meaning the same as the Habiru. Now, going further, I'm going to show you the connection between the Habiru and the proto-Israelites in the modern in the Israelites that we're often talking about, right? And show clearly here where it says that they're not connected to the Hyksos or the Heqau-Khaut. They're not, right? Let's continue. So during the 5th dynasty, 25 to 63 BCE to 2423 BCE, namely during the reign of Sahure, there is mention of the Tahino people. Sahure referred to the Tahino leader as a Hatti Tahino. These Hatti corresponded to the Hatti-speaking people of Anatolia. That's modern-day Turkey. And the Hatti-Hurrian people often referred to themselves as Kaskas or Kasakas, right? This means that during the Old Kingdom, the term Heqau-Khaut did not mean ruler of foreign countries as assumed by most Egyptologists. The term meaning of Heqau-Khaut was really rulers of the Kushites. If Heqau-Khaut meant rulers of foreign countries, it would have been applied to every foreign country. but foreign kings were usually referred to as kings or weirs instead of Heqau, which was reserved for Egyptian rulers, as noted by Camille DiBiase Dyson in her writings, The Foreigners and Egyptians in the Late Egyptian Stories, Boston published in 2013. It's important to understand that. What they like to do all the time on when you're having these conversations about who the Israelites were, because they ask the question. Apostle asked the question, well, who were these Israelites, or who were these people that these Heqau-Khaut or these Egyptians were battling against? And they act as if they got Apostle on that question when he asked that question. He just said, oh, they were the Hyksos. Well, no, you're wrong. Apostle was right in showing you that there is a difference in these people. They were not the Heqau-Khaut, right? And so let's continue, right? So let's talk about this real quick. It does not matter if Kamos, right? And Kamos was known and recorded for driving out the Hyksos rulers, right? Right? And his brother Amos, finished the job. So it says, it does not matter if Kamos called the Hyksos Amu. Hyksos rulers refer to themselves as Heqau rulers. The Heqau-Khaut, the ruler of the Kashu, Kushites, which means they were a dark-complected people, and not just from the land of Kush. We know who the Kushites were. We know what the Kushites look like. So in the Egyptian text from Avaris kings like Apophis, who I showed you earlier, made it clear that they were the rulers of Kushites. Egyptian Kash corresponds to Kasakos or Kaska, the name for the Hattians. The Egyptian term Kasa has three different elements to the ethnonym: Kash or Ka or Kush, plus the U, which means the Egyptian plural marker, while the Egyptian Ta or T was a suffix that signified land, right, or people. The Old Kingdom rulers of Egypt called the Kushites Heqau-Khaut, since the Hyksos were called Heqau-Khaut instead of Habiru, proves that they were given this title because they were Kushites, like the Kushite people living at Kerma in Nubia. So they never referred to the Heqau-Khaut as Habiru. Why? Because they knew that the Heqau-Khaut looked like people from Nubia. They looked like Kushites from Nubia. So we know the connection was completely different, right? It did not exist. You hear a lot of these people come up here and say, right? Here's a display of Ka from Buhain, right? It says, an offering that the king gives to Osiris, Lord of Busiris, the great god, Lord of Abydos, and to Horus, Lord of foreign lands, that they may give an invocation offering consisting of bread and beer, oxen and fowl, and all things good and pure. Then he says, I was a valiant servant of the ruler of Kush. I washed my feet in the waters of Kush in the following of the ruler Nejah, right? What do we know about this? Because on the 17th line of the inscription, we see Heqau-Khaut, right? And this is what it looks like here, right? So you count 17 lines down, and it's going to tell you, you're going to see Heqau-Khaut, that these who they were. They refer to themselves, the people of Kush refer to themselves, for Lord of foreign lands, as the Heqau-Khaut, or what the Greeks refer to as the Hyksos, right? Let's keep going, right? Are the Hyksos African Kushites or Asians, right? So the Hattic people, and it's important that we bring all these people up, because it says the Hattic people may be related to the Hattiu, one of the Delta Tenu tribes. Many archaeologists believe that the Tehenu people were related to the C group people. The Hattic language is closely related to African and Dravidian languages. For example, right, when we just showed you that the Heqau-Khaut referred to the Hattians, right, or the people speaking this Hattic language. What did they say that? Why is that important? Because they tell you that their language, their Hattic language, is closely related to African and Dravidian languages. right? So we know that these people had a descent or a connection to Africa. We know we know this, right? So the Hyksos people did not speak Semitic languages because they were Kushites. They were Kushites. And you can see some of the breakdown here. You can go back and look at it. I won't go through all of it, but you can see the progression of the words in the languages here. You can see the languages, they have similar syntax. The Hatik, like fill his house. The Mandu, Efalu, his father's house. You can see the connection between the English, the Hatik, the Egyptians, and the same, and the Mande language. It's an African language, right? So these are not coincidence, right? So let's continue. I got to go through this. This is a monumental door from the Hyksos palace, right? A tutelary combines Egyptian and foreign elements, right? So we know that the Heqau-Khaut or the Hyksos, they share Egyptian symbols. They share African writing. The Hyksos or the Heqau-Khaut, they share Kemetic writing. We saw that in the previous slide. Here's an actual archaeological primary for that, right? Let's go down here, right? So this is the Hyksos kings again, right? So we see Percy E. Newberry, the Scarabs, an introduction to the study of Egyptian seals and signet rings, with 44 plates and 116 illustrations in the text from 1906. Plate 22, plate 22, the Heqau-Khaut 20, 21, and 22, right? 20, 21, and 22. You see Egyptian scarabs and seals and signet rings of the Heqau-Khaut, right? Now, what's important about these, right? You see the name down here, Cayenne, right? We know Cayenne was an Asiatic. We know he was a Hyksos ruler, right? We know who these people were. He's often connected, I believe, to Apophis was another one of his names, right? So are the Hyksos African, Kushites, or Asians? In summary, the meaning of Heqau-Khaut is Kushite, right? Or Khas is Kushite. My interpretation of M25 Heka is supported by the classical scholars. The inscription of the Winnie inscription, Sahure inscription, and the use of the term Heka on the Hyksos ceilings and inscriptions generally, which I showed. Let's go down here a little bit more. Let's just say what I just said before, right? I want to kind of show this. I want to kind of read some of this, but I'll get back to that another day. Let me show this, right? And here's again where we have to stop telling people that the Hyksos were the Israelites. They weren't. No connection. I think we've clearly showed that here. So on the Merneptah Stele, circa 1207 BCE, an Egyptian inscription in which references is made to Israel in the words Israel or YSRL. I know people like to argue that, but it's pretty much foregone conclusion that it does name Israel here. And the Merneptah Stele or the Israel Stele is an engraved stone slab which described Pharaoh Merneptah's military victories in 1207 BCE. What's significant about that? And this is where it would be on the Merneptah Stele, this particular line here. What's important about that, right, is that it says devastated is Libya, Hittites are quiet, Canaan, then it's blank right here. Then it said Israel. Now, for those of you who love to say that Israelites or Israelite were Canaanites, we clearly see that Canaan here, the Hittites, and Libya are all listed as having a king. They're all shown as having a king, right? But watch this. It says Israel is laid waste without seed. Why is that important? Because here we see the man and the woman, which means nation or people, right? Here it means plural, right? With these three markings here, not numbers, but three markings here means that this is a plural or a group of people, not necessarily a nation. And why do we know it's not a nation? Because we don't see the determination for a determinative for a king here, right? We don't see the determination for a king here. It just shows us that this is a group of people. Why is that important? Because at 1207 BCE, according to the biblical narrative, it tells us that at this time in 1207 BCE, right, this is almost 200 years before we get a King Saul or a King David. Almost 300 years before we get to a King Solomon. So we know that the first ruler, according to the biblical narrative, was King Saul. So this would be accurate, especially if you look in terms in regards to the biblical narrative. Well, it tells us that at this time, this people group of Israel's seed, right? It says Israel's seed, not his nation. This is a this here is telling us that this is a name of an actual person, because Israel at this point is not a nation. They don't have a king. So it can't be talking about a king or a nation of people. It's only talking about a people group. But this people group is being referred to as his seed. Whose seed? Israel's seed. Letting us know that there actual was a person named Israel. That's what that is. It's what it says there. You don't have to argue with me about it. It's right here on the stele. This is Merneptah pharaohs of the Exodus, part of the triumphal stele with the name of Israel. There it is right there. Here's the citation. You can go read it for yourself. Luxor, Merneptah Stele overview, the land of Israel, Palestine. Image, you can go look at it yourself, right? Just go look at it. It's there. Let's go down again. Here's another important part. I really want to play this. Sorry, can I play this part of this video? Is that good?
Who is it?
I think it's gonna come up.
Who is it?
It's you know what? I can't. It's that guy you had on here before, Bergman. Did you have a problem with him?
Yeah, he'll flag my channel. He's a sucker.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
let me do
flagged,
that.
he flagged vocab too.
So what I'm gonna do is,
you know what?
oh, did he? Okay, yeah. So let me do this.
Play it and hear the audio. You heard me?
I can play it and hear the audio.
Yeah, you can just play it.
I can play it and hear the audio.
Yeah, you can play it. We can hear the audio.
Okay, let me try that.
Go ahead. Put it up. Put it up. Put it up on the screen.
Okay.
Share it.
This is an interview he did with Manfred B-Tech, which is one of the foremost archaeologists and Egyptologists. And he excavated the city of Avaris. He talks extensively about the Hyksos, city of Avaris. And he talks about how when Amos and Kamos runs those Hyksos out up into the hill countries of Shahurin, that in Shahurin there is left there in Kemet after the Hyksos expulsion, there's left there a group of people that were left there to still tending the flock, still tending that group. And that is the group of people who we're referring to as the Israelites, the actually the proto-Israelites, but actually the Israelites that were left there. According to the biblical narrative, this is where we hear where Joseph before that comes in and says, I want my people to stay down in the land of Goshen or Goshen. We know that is a area right outside of Avaris, where the kings kept their. I'm trying to see how I can fast forward this. Let me know when you can hear it.
According to the most recent.
I can hear it.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
Okay. I want y'all to listen to this. He's going to show you the difference between the Hyksos
about the exodus into archaeological and geographical research, according to the most recent attempts to it. Well, what is it? I cannot, well, maybe like this, yeah. Well, first of all, I'm leading you to Thebes, Western Thebes in Egypt, the ancient capital of the New Kingdom. On the western bank of Egypt, of Thebes, a very important discovery was made in the 20s, 30s of last century by the University of Chicago. They excavated the temple of Aya and Horemheb, and also the temple of Ramses III in Medinet Habu. But in north of the temple of Medinet Habu, of Ramses III, is a temple of Aya and Horemheb. And within this temple of Aya and Horemheb, there was excavated a shelter for workmen, which dates to the early 20th dynasty. Here is a plan of the temple of Aya and Horemheb, which was constructed in the second half of the 14th century BCE, and in the time of the 20th century, of the 20th dynasty, which is the early 12th century BCE, workmen who had the task to break down the temple of Aya and Horemheb and to build a new temple for Ramses IV, just to the north of this temple precinct. And the excavators found a shelter with a plan of a house, of a so-called forum house. It's a very clear plan of the so-called.
Now we'll pause it right here. This house is important that they excavated, right, during this time, because what archaeologists know is that this is a design that most scholars now and archaeologists have now stated that this is a design only by the Israelites or those who were connected with the proto-Israelites or the Israelites that we would talk about in the Bible. This is their design. So they know these people were there, even during this time, right? 1200, he said it, 1200 BC. We know they were here during this time. This is their design. There's no argument against that. No argument at all. So it's important to know that, because we know that at this time, the Hyksos are already gone. They've been gone. They've been driven out of ancient Kemet. They've been driven out and ran up into the hill country of Shahurim. So who's still there building these Asiatic homes that we know is only been attributed by archaeologists to the Israelites? Because what we're saying is, after those Hyksos were ran out, Asar Imka, there was a group that remained there. And as he said earlier, if you were listening to him, they were there there was a shelter for a group of workers. What workers were those? Israelite workers. What were they building? Not pyramids, but silos for grain, storehouses for grain. They've excavated those silos. That archaeology is there. So when we say you can't place Israelites there during this particular time period, we already have. The archaeologists, the Egyptologists already know this information. Manfred B-Tech, go read his work, anybody who's interested. He will tell you the group that remain, that the structures that they dug up and found only can correlate to the ancient Israelites. Let's continue.
Called Forum House, which is considered by Israeli archaeologists as a prototypical house of the early Israelites in the early Iron.
And that's where he just said it. The early Israelites. So again, Asar Mka, we know that the Israelites were not the Hyksos, because the Hyksos were just foreign rulers among other tribes like the Hittites or the Hattani, the Hurrians, the Matanis. That was never a designation made for the ancient Israelites, not until you get to Merneptah in 3 BCE. Almost 1,200 years later. You don't get that connection, right? But there's a reason why Merneptah even uses the term Hyksos. And one of the reasons why I believe he uses the term Hyksos to describe the Israelites is because they look like the Kushite Hyksos. Because if you understand Merneptah clearly talks about the physiology of these people and what they actually look like, right? We know these were a dark melanated people. These were not people who looked like a modern day European. Now, do you have difference in skin complexions? Absolutely. But let's continue, and then I'm going to end this video.
Iron Age until the Babylonian exile, which started at 587. Anyway, it is a very clear cut, a very clear-cut plan. The house was built of wattle and daub, probably a very original kind of construction. And the earliest forum houses were found at Tel Batash in what is today Israel, at the foot of the Judean mountains, at Tel el-Umayri, which is just south of Amman, and at Wadi el-Lahun. These earliest forum houses, they date to the transition of the late Bronze Age to the early Iron Age 1, so around 1200 BCE. This is the forum house of Tel Batash. You see, it has 4 rooms, a broad room here at the entrance. Normally it is and at the opposite side of the entrance, and 3 aisles, so to say. Probably this was a kind of courtyard, or maybe it was covered. Nobody knows that. And here is the entrance, a sheltered entrance. So this is a reconstruction of this forum house from Tel Batash, excavated by Amihai Mazar. And here we are in Tel el-Umayri, in the Madaba plain. Also very similar plan with a broad room and a 3-aisled major part of the house, and here an entrance shelter. But and this is another reconstruction. So normally they consist of a kind of broad room and a 3-aisled major part of the house. In this case, it is reconstructed as a courtyard. But in the Iron Age 1, we have numerous forum houses. They are very prototypical for the early Iron Age population. But we have to be clear, these are not necessarily all Proto-Israelites. They could be other Iron Age people, but closely related to the Proto-Israelites. All what we can say is that the forum house, at least in the early stage, was used by a population of closely related people of the early Iron Age. This is an excavation site excavated by Aharon Kempinski. This Tel Mazos. You see several variations of this Iron Age forum house. very typical is that only one aisle has columns or pillars, and the other one has a firm wall, but also pillared on both sides. This is also possible. Anyway, one has to ask, from where did the workmen in the temple of Aya and Horemheb came from? It is a puzzle. It is really a puzzle. We know that Ramses III, who was the father of Ramses IV, who gave the order to tear down the temple of Aya and Horemheb to get building material for his new temple, but his father, Ramses III, according to Papyrus Harris I, made raids in the southern Levant, in the desert of Zaire, for instance, which is practically bordering Edom, but also other places in the southern Levant. And he brought home numerous prisoners of war, which, according to the custom, may assume were distributed among the main temples and as slaves, so to say, as temple slaves. And we may imagine that one of the groups of these displaced Shosu Bedouins, they were placed at the disposal of the new temple project of Ramses IV. This is the most likely scenario. The origin may be here, the Zaire, Edom, and there were prisoners of war brought from Edom and from the other places in the southern Levant by Ramses III to Egypt. Well, this is one scenario.
So what he's clearly saying here is that we know Ramses III went down into the southern Levant regions and bought back slaves. We know Israelites occupied those areas. So when people say, "Oh, there was never no slaves in ancient Kemet," that's a lie. They know this. This is a fact of history. I don't even know why we have to even argue these points. And so here's another.
Are you going on record saying that Ramesses went down there and took captive Israelite slaves?
Absolutely. We just heard him say it. I ain't got to go on record.
I heard him.
He just said it. And guess what? The Bible says, and guess what it says in the Bible? That the slave that the Israelites were forced to build storehouses, at Pi Ramses and Pithom. The Bible says that. Not that they built the pyramids, but they were forced to build storehouses.
Yarah, you do know Vocab Malone made him cry. The dude that you playing, Vocab made him cry. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Manfred B-Tech?
No, the dude that was just saying. The dude that was just talking.
Oh, no, that's Manfred B-Tech that's talking. You talking about Berman?
Oh, that's not Bert.
Hey, look, bro, I don't like Berman.
Okay, that's not Bert. I thought that was Bert.
That's not Berman. That's the archaeologist, the Egyptologist Manfred B-Tech.
Okay.
He's on Berman's show.
I got you. I see.
I don't give him no credibility. But the Bible.
Well, you might bring Jabari back out now. You might bring Jabari out. You might bring Jabari out.
He can come on all he wants to. he can argue with Manfred B-Tech. He ain't got to argue with me. Y'all just heard him say it. So here, I know in the Bible, according to the biblical narrative, it tells us Pi Ramses and Pithom are the two cities that the Israelites were forced to build. They've excavated these silos, and these cities were silos. They were storage houses. I should say silos. They were storage houses to hold grains and different things like that. So he's confirming that in the archaeological record, just as the Bible states. And we know this is the right time period because you're right at 1200 BCE, right? And so after that time, and here's another thing what people always get wrong, that there are many different chronologies that people use, especially when they're talking about ancient Kemet. There's a high chronology, a low chronology, and a middle chronology, chronology. And what happens is people say, no, they couldn't have been here at this time, not understanding that you could be looking at a chronology that reads 1800 BCE, but it coincides with the same chronology at 1200 BCE, especially when you start looking at the Theban rulers. The Theban rulers, their chronology ran simultaneously with those of the older, some of the older running dynasties, but they were happening at the same time. But one gives a younger chronology and one gives an older one, but they were happening at the same time because it's based on their specific rule. So oftentimes people say, no, it couldn't happen at this time. You got a different date at this time. No, they had their own date. But they could have, but in reality, they were running almost concurrently at times, at the exact same time, right? So he's saying this is not
where we can perhaps pin down early Israelites, but it's of course not 100% sure. At least it is from a population which were akin to the early Israelites. They may have been Amalekites, or anyway, there was a whole series of tribes and that early Israelites. Well, now we come to another scenario, because the history of temple slaves working in Thebes is not a part of the biblical tradition, but it is a phenomenon which we have to take into consideration, because this forum house can be dated exactly to the same period where these forum houses appear in the southern Levant, particularly in what is today Israel and also Jordan. Let us go now to the north, to the eastern delta, which is connected via the Wadi Tumilat with the northern Sinai. We have here two sites which are very important and which will accompany us in my further talk. One is Ramses or Piramesse, the capital of the Ramessides, of Ramses II in particular and his followers, and Pithom in the Wadi Tumilat. Well, this is a satellite picture of the Wadi Tumilat, which connects the eastern delta with the Sinai. Today it is a fertile part full of agriculture, but this was not so in antiquity.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there because I think that's all I wanted to show with that video. That he clearly makes a distinction between the Hyksos and the Israelites. Never once did he said that these were proto or that these were descendants of Hyksos, but he referred to them as Israelites or proto-Israelites. Never once did he say Canaanites. That's important because y'all often make that argument here too. All Israelites were just Canaanites. No, they were not. There are no more Canaanites than you would call yourself an American just because you lived in that land or you occupied a portion of that land. Right? So let me go back. Let me go back and share and go back into the presentation real quick. and then you can open up the floor. I know you're going to 7 o'clock, sir.
Yeah, don't worry. You can go ahead and rock, man, till the captain get here, man.
All right, yeah, because I'm gonna see if somebody want to come up and talk about it. And let
Yeah,
Apostle get in if
open up the line.
he's still here. Okay, let me show you. Yep, let me show this last one right here. You just showed that Manfred B Tech. And here's one of the last things, man. And this is recent information, right? And they're still peer reviewing this information. See if I can get it to come up real quick.
Apostle still getting flashbacks from the plantation. Look at him.
You crazy, man.
Yeah, Apostle getting flashbacks, man. He think he's still on the plantation.
All right, man. They want me to add it. I'm trying to show this article. Trying to show this article. I'm gonna have to go somewhere. I'm gonna have to go back in and let me pull it up this way real quick, and then that'll be it. Then I'll open up the lines, man. I'm gonna type in. And this information here is still being peer reviewed. So the verdict is still out on it, but it's looking very promising. So let me see if I can bring it up that way. I think that's good. Am I still sharing, Si?
No, you're not sharing nothing yet.
All right.
Nah, you're not sharing nothing yet.
Let me get it real quick. Okay. Here's the original article. Can you see it, Si?
Not yet. It's something trying to come up, but it ain't pop up yet.
I think you can see it.
Nah, I can't see it. It ain't pop up yet.
But anyway,
it's blank. All right, Elder Yarah went out. Hold him down, Apostle. Hold him down.
I mean, you heard it. I agree with it.
Yeah, you agree with anything that's dealing with Israel.
No, man, I'm just saying, it's fact, man. You just not hearing it from us, man. You heard the sources, man. You heard it. I told Asa that we are not Heqau-Khaut. We are not.
You did tell him. You told him.
Yeah. You know, come up with all this nonsense, man. We are not Canaanites. The scripture says we went into Canaan. Even the Canaanites, that land, they usurped that land. That land was never intended for them.
Jabari said y'all Canaanites.
Yeah, well, Jabari ain't got no sense. He reads the Talmud and the Mishnah, and he don't know the difference, man. We don't read them books. We didn't write them.
Wasn't the Talmud books? Wasn't the Talmud here before the Bible?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Those are common error after Christ.
Well, I don't know.
We left Israel in 70 AD. 70.
Well, that's not your homeland anyway.
While we were there.
But that's not your homeland anyway, though.
When Christ was living, Herod was a Hasmonean.
But Israel is not your homeland, though, Apostle.
Okay, that's what you said.
No, you said that yesterday.
No, like I say, I'm jerking with you. How many times?
Oh, man. So you playing games.
I was jerking with y'all yesterday.
Oh, man.
You got simple and asked me.
I'm thinking
he got simple and asked me if I was an American. How do I answer that question?
By answering the question.
That's right. It was a simple ass question.
So are you an American?
Politically, I am.
Okay, good answer. Good answer.
That's what I answered yesterday.
Oh, okay. Good answer, though.
That's what I answered yesterday. Y'all didn't hear it.
No, I didn't hear you say that.
That's right. But that's
all right. You got a car in the back, man.
Then y'all went to talking about if you flying and all this nonsense. Everybody don't fly. So all this nonsense, man. That's all it was yesterday. So I played it. I played him. And I played you. That's the bottom line.
You played me, huh?
We are from Israel.
Wow, you played me, huh?
Yeah, I played you. If you, went along with it, you went along with it. All of y'all went along. The only person who was quiet was Hassan. He was the only one quiet.
You got that. You played me.
Yeah. Y'all want to play games? I'll play along with you. No, man. Most High gave us the land from the Euphrates to the Nile. That includes Canaan. That was our land from the beginning. From the Euphrates River to the Nile.
All right, you back, Yarah, Black Sage. We got a saw in the back, man.
He got nerve. I wouldn't show my face if I was him.
Wow.
Yeah, I sound like I'm underwater a little bit, but I'm back.
No, you good. You sound good.
That's all I wanted to end. That's all I really wanted to end. I wanted to show that they found. Well, okay. Yeah, they okay, cool.
They saying now,
yeah,
you know that they found the ark, man. CIA found it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, they're saying that, and they found.
Yeah, the CIA got files on it. Yeah.
Two, as well as two.
6 men lost their lives trying to go to it.
Hey, Yarah, you better stop listening to Apostle, bro. You better stop this, man. Now Apostle saying that they found the what?
It's what they're saying. Right around.
FBI found what, Apostle?
Not the FBI, the CIA.
The CIA found what?
The Ark of the Covenant in Israel.
Yo, you better stop this craziness, brother.
I'm only saying that's what they are saying.
Oh, man.
Through remote viewing. Through remote viewing, they found as 6 men went in and had to be drugged out of the cave.
Yeah, right. You better stop this, man. It's gonna look bad. You did a good presentation. Now you bringing in the pseudo stuff, man. You better stop this, brother.
Hey, only thing I said is that the CIA says it.
Okay, so that don't mean nothing. We know what the CIA do.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. We got a sa.neter in the building. A sa.neter.
Yeah,
What do you
so-
think about the presentation?
You know what's funny? I didn't get to see most of it. Brother Rock,
It was powerful, brother. It was powerful. I don't think you can reverse that, man. I don't think you can reboot that.
You always say you think I can't reverse it. My brother said. So I seen a couple parts. You said something about the Nubians couldn't speak Hebrew, right?
No, I never said that. I said I didn't say they couldn't speak Hebrew.
The language?
The Greeks couldn't
No, I
speak.
said they at the end of the Bronze Age collapse, like you would have seen, there was no reason for the ancient people of Kemet to stop using the term Heqau-Khaut. But what they did was they used the term Heqau-Khaut as well as the term Habiru. The reason why that's important is because they made a distinction between who the Heqau-Khaut or the Hyksos were versus the Habiru. Now, it's academic. If I go search the name or the title Habiru, right, which was not a monolithic people, but it was a hoarder of people, is actually what they would call robbers or murderers or undesirable people, the Habiru. We know the people of ancient Kemet also call them the Habiru, right? Now, the Habiru, we know also is connected phonetically, morphology to the term Hebrew. We know how the three consonant, you know how the biconsonant and triconsonant vowels, consonants work, not vowels, but consonants work, right? From Habiru, you would do HBR to Hebrew, right? You would do HBR as well. So you can kind of see that, but actually, according to, let me see if I can pull it up. I just want to pull it up in the
Did you say the Hyksos was Nubians, man?
They show it. They show it.
Did you hear me, y'all?
the Hyksos, yeah, the Hyksos there were Nubians who were referred to as Nubians. They were Nubians, right. But they were not just the Hyksos, according to the people of ancient Kemet, were not a monolithic group. They also included Hyksos Hattians, Hyksos Urians, Hyksos Heqau-Khaut or Hyksos Kush, right? Which is where we get Kash or Kush, right? So we know who these people were. They were not a monolithic group of people. And so when we get to the even the Amu, we see who are coming in on the B'nai Hassan mural, right? We know that they were referred to as Hyksos. That's why I showed in the Khnum-Hotep II's tomb, circa 1900 BCE, you see the image of the gentleman that is referred to as Ibisha the Hyksos, right? Or Ibisha the Heqau-Khaut. So we know that these were many different groups of people, but one of those groups were not Israelites, because at that time, Israelites did not even exist.
That's correct, which is why we keep trying to figure out why you guys try to connect yourselves to the Heqau-Khaut or to those people in Megiddo, or to the Habiru, which has been said before, or to some of the other different groups like the Shasu Yahuwah, who are not even the ones in the location of the Red Sea at that time. So the Hebrews did not exist. But when you connect yourselves to these people, then we have to show you who you are, who and what you weren't. So the term Hik means ruler. So you'll see even Egyptian kings and the Hesi kings and all types of kings go under it. Heqau-Khaut, the term, means shepherd king. And it also has another derogatory term from Manetho, which he tells you that it brings out. So the Heqau-Khaut were never the Habiru or any of that. In fact, if anyone looks up what the Habiru term is, it's going to tell you, it's going to say the widely discussed relationship between the Habiru, who are well documented in Egyptian and Near Eastern inscriptions, and the Hebrews of the Bible. There is absolutely no relationship. The first appearance of the term Habiru, or also Habiru, as you see it written in the Merneptah, the hieroglyphs, surfaced in the late 19th century in the cuneiform archive from Egypt known as the Amarna letters. And that's when they was writing to Akhenaten, as you know, please send me gold, please send us a sister so we can say this is our queen, etc., etc. And he wouldn't, so that there was no connection between them. 7 of those letters are archived by Abdi Heba. So if anybody wants to look up Abdi Heba, you can see he's a king of the Canaanite Jerusalem. He's a king of the Canaanite Jerusalem. And what he says, I fall at the feet of my Lord, the king, 7 times and 7. And then they would roll over and kiss the earth as we do in the prayers, hold up the peace, I don't want to get my head cut off sign. And they would do the prayer 7 times as if the king was Ra in front of them. So we can see who the Habiru are and who they're not.
Right.
Now you were saying who the Hyksos were in particular, and I wanted to see when you actually put the Hebrews in history, because we know the Hellenistic Jew doesn't start to appear really until the late Persian era to the Ptolemaic era. This is when we start getting the letters to Philo, and we can see that those particular Hebrew groups can't speak Hebrew.
Right.
And so he has to translate the letter for them, so that he has to translate their law into the Hebrew, because they can't write Hebrew. So yes, the Aristeas letters. And not only do the Aristeas letters show this when they say Yahweh, who is the same God.
That's because they were Hellenized.
Hold up, brother. He says Yahweh, who is the same God as Zeus. And then Philo puts them in 72 different rooms. They translate the law, or once they write the law down, he translates it into the Hebrew, because they could only speak Greek. And there wasn't a Hebrew among them that could speak Hebrew. And this is in Egypt. And even in the other land where he writes the king in Israel, and they didn't have anyone they could send over who spoke Hebrew, because it was a lost language to you guys. And only the Egyptians and the Nehesi being the Nubians, who could translate most languages, as we see in our text, especially in the Rekmi Ra situation, where you have the Nehesi gentlemen translating the languages for each group, telling them the information because they can't understand each other, and a few Egyptians helping them out. So who exactly would you consider to be the Hebrews?
Good question. Because Asar, he also said that they don't come from the Levant. So I would just throw in there, and where do they come from? Because he's making an argument.
Well, let me help.
They're Egyptian.
Right.
Let me help Asar, right? And this is where Asar always sounds good, but he's always wrong.
Wrong. Always wrong.
He said that, and you backed him up, King J. He said, watch this. He said that during the Ptolemaic period, right, the Hebrews, first of all, he said that the Hebrews, right, weren't these people. Israelites are Hebrews, but all Hebrews aren't Israelites. That's where you just always go wrong.
People got to understand that.
Number two is that you clearly said just now that during the Ptolemaic period, right, that the Israelites or these Israelites couldn't speak the language, their own language. They spoke Greek. King J was correct when he said that because they were Hellenized, right?
When were they Hellenized?
BCE or so, right? Watch this.
What?
They couldn't. Watch this. Even if they were Hellenized, then who translated the Torah for them? If no one could speak the language.
At that point,
it was in Greek.
No, I believe
it was
when it's not in Greek.
Hold on. It was
translated. You asked me a question. You want me to answer?
No, watch this. What was translated into the Greek?
The Demotic.
No.
Nah, you're lying.
Yarah, let me ask you a question.
You catch him in
this is what I mean
about the National Pirates last night, right?
You catch him in a lie every time.
Watch this.
Hold on. Watch this. Watch this. Why? Watch this. What was being translated?
Yarah, let me ask you. Right. So, Yarah. So when Ezra came back, did they have a written Torah or was it still oral? That's my question to you.
Oral.
Exactly.
King J, didn't we try to tell him this last night?
He's not listening.
Hold on. I got you. Watch this. According to the text, according to the scripture, because that's the only reason where you're pulling it from. When Ezra came back, he did not physically have a Torah.
Exactly.
So the understanding goes is, watch this, that he wrote it from memory, right? That he wrote it from memory. Am I right, King J?
That's what.
Now listen, watch this. Watch this. Apostle. Later on, after Ezra, when the temple was burned down, did they not say in the scripture they found a Torah?
Yeah.
At the altar.
Yeah.
This is the scripture.
What year was that?
Apostle.
Yes.
What year was that?
So hold on. So if Ezra wrote a Torah from the oral tradition, the Bible clearly tells us that when the temple was burned at the altar, I believe during the time of Josiah, I believe, if I'm correct about that they actually found a copy of the written Torah. So it is that Torah that Josiah says we need to do what they call in academic circles Josiah's reform. Let us go back to the ways of our forefathers because he had the actual Torah now. He didn't have to rely on what Ezra wrote. This is where sa.neter is out of his league.
Hey, Black Sage, read the comment. Read the comment on the screen.
Yeah.
Naphtali think you got on a Fruity Tooty shirt, brother. Read the comment.
That's an African. That's an African. She don't know what a black African is.
She think you got on a Fruity Tooty shirt.
She don't know what a black African is. This is the black Africans venerating their ancestors. Your ancestors, the Israelites, they worship the moon. The crescent moon. You better do some more research, Naphtali.
So watch this, brother.
And don't make me get at you. But peace and system Naphtali. No, this is African. I know sometimes. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Sometimes I know y'all used to y'all husbands wearing brown paper bags, but I got money. So at the end of the day, back to Asar and Khan.
I'm gonna let Rob Kufu ask a quick question.
When you finish with him, can I ask you a question?
Listen, Yeah.
All right. So my question is: are you of the school of thought that the I can't even say the word right.
Merneptah Stele.
Merneptah Stele. Yeah. Merneptah Stele is of the name Israel in that section. Are you of that school of thought?
Absolutely, it is. Me
So-
and other academics.
So I want to say this to that. On the Stela, scholars detected that the M. Albert being tampered with and forged with a beat. And it comes back, yes, that's an intriguing angle. Some alternative researchers have argued that the Merneptah Stele has been tampered with in the Israel line, specifically the glyph that is usually read as the vulture, A, or A, but which looks more like an owl, M. Here's what has been claimed and what mainstream Egyptologists say. The forgery tampering claim. Some independent scholars and epigraphers noted that the supposed vulture glyph doesn't look like standard 19th dynasty carving. The owl-shaped M glyph seems modified with what looks like a carved beak added later to make it resemble the vulture. I just want to say in Israel museums in Israel, they have bought these things with patina. I think it's called patina in them, and they have found them. The dude had put it in there and forged it from the ocean to make it look like it was lost in the ocean, and they bought them, and then it was a big thing in the news that they found later they were fake. So my question to you is, as you're absorbed in believing in it being saying Israel, when they're saying it's saying not Israel, but Yazmarin, a whole nother culture, nothing to do with Israel, is that just like your want and your pride for it to say Israel and without scholastic research and hard study?
No, that's you being a pseudo scholar, because the consensus is that it says Israel.
No, it's not. That's the consensus.
Yes,
of
it is.
The geopolitical European in power. I'm asking you as a person of studies. Not
I just told you.
Are you smacking your lips to say in past they've never lied in the so-called consensus?
Of course they have. But what we want to do is stay on. We got to stay on track.
Here's the problem with what you're saying. Hold on.
You have no spirit.
Hold on, bro. Let me speak. Here's the problem with what you're saying and what you just read. When the Merneptah Stele was first viewed, it's been viewed by hundreds of epigraphists, right?
Okay.
The consensus is that it says Israel. Hold on, I'm not done talking.
I'm listening.
What I'm saying to you is that last argument that you read, that's a more recent argument for people who don't believe that it says Israel. That's not the consensus. That's a very small group of people that you're reading from. That's what I'm telling you. That's as if you looked at it and you wrote a paper. Hold on, that you wrote a paper and you said, nope, it looks like somebody added something to that. That's what you say.
I get you. So my thing.
But if you look at these people who's making these arguments, these are not epigraphists.
Okay.
They don't study the language.
I get you.
That's what I'm saying. So now, the majority of consensus, if we just start throwing out what the consensus says, hold on, I'm gonna say this real quick, then I'm gonna let you rock. If we just start throwing out what the consensus of scholarship says, then everybody on here has to admit that then there's enough information that says the Exodus, it happened, that Moses lived, that Jesus Christ died on the cross and rose from the grave. If we start throwing out what the consensus of scholarship says, because the consensus of scholarship overall says none of that happened.
Okay.
So when you start arguing against the consensus of scholarship, we're gonna bring a whole semi truck of crap in. Let's do it.
Okay, and I get it. No, let's not throw it out. Let's ask you this though, Black Sage. That's why I was asking you, Black Sage, Yarah, what's your personal take on it? Because I know you're a man of integrity. I don't give a damn if the consensus was 100 of them. And you'll say, you know what though, Brother Kufu, I think like you think. I think it might be, or you may not. But I'm just asking your personal, not the consensus.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm giving. I'm going with the consensus.
Okay,
I appreciate that. Israel.
Yep, I get it.
I had this conversation with years ago on sa.neter channel. He may not remember when with Jahu and and Garfield. I had the same conversation with them years ago when I think one of the first times I came on this panel. That the consensus of scholarship is what that says. The argument has always been not even about the bird beak. That's some stuff that just recently happened. One of the biggest arguments was whether or not the R and the L are interchangeable. Am I right, Asar Mka?
Correct.
The R and the L can be is interchangeable. Can it be used
on the tour? My brother Reggie in the building as always. My brother sa.neter as well. But hold up. You said the Torah was written at a certain time, but the Torah comes into play at 539 BC.
Right, afterwards, after Ezra.
And this is where he makes his mistake, and you'll always see me choke them up at him and my brother. Exactly. Him and my brother Apostle always get the choke out from this. 539 BC is when the Persian king Cyrus is in control of Egypt. So just like I said, you don't see Hebrews until the Persian era. So if you're not around till Cyrus appears, I don't know why you and brothers like our big brother Tazariak blame things on the dynastic group of ancient Egypt. You weren't there. You don't even get your Torah until 539 BC.
All right, hold on. The queen is in the building. We gotta make way for the queen, Sakina Ra. Hey, Sakina. Thank you for the call earlier. I checked it out and it was crazy. Oh man.
Did you get the clip?
And you know what? I'm surprised nobody got hurt.
Yes.
Because can you imagine if someone was in that room? That's what I was thinking about when that building collapsed. If someone was in that room close to that window, they would have fell. That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Right, and even more than that, I'm just waiting for you to do the rest of it because I don't think they gave it due diligence or even justice because it's a project. The building is 74 years old, but I want you to do the rest. All right.
Go ahead. What you got to say today?
Okay, but I had to leave, and so I'm mad because I come back and y'all in full throttle. But I'm glad for the panel that's on here. So what I do know right now, I want to say this piece. So far with what I know, I want to say great presentation, Elder Yarah. One thing I wanted to go into is because apples are not grown in Africa, period. So this is a good part from what you started with. Why? Because where are apples from? They're from Asia. Somewhere in China, in between these lines. And Asar, you are the other person to come in on this. So El Como or something to that effect, right? And King J, you're another good person to come in on that. Elder Apostle, you're another piece to this puzzle because when I came in, because of sa.neter, these dots, I come in saying I learned so much from all of y'all because I was here to connect dots, right? Because somewhere along the line, everybody was focused on pheromones and colors of skin tones and all these other things. But now y'all coming together based on truth. And truth ain't having no color, not at that time. So I appreciate this conversation. I hate that I have to come back, but I do have my voice. Sources sometimes because of the verbal Talmud was a dwarf and a pygmy and all of this other stuff, and then it became a language. And so, yes, here we are. Dots don't spell BS. Sometimes you got a Keparabito balled up a whole bunch of BS and made a spear. And so now a spear is a hemisphere, an atmosphere, and an aquasphere, and now man has a fear. So you said that your Most High didn't give you fear. Okay, so now you're gonna have to figure that one out. But with that, I'm gonna leave it be said because I'm gonna go back in the chat because I gotta get some notes. And with that, I yield. Thank y'all so much.
Hold on, Yarah, real quick because I wrote it down. The Stole inscription, right? The Stole inscription is the first mention of Yahweh in an Egyptian, and I believe in Egyptian text, correct? It mentions the Shashu of the land of Yahweh. So that means that for one, the Egyptians had some knowledge of.
Yes.
Correct. So when you never answered
Yes.
our question when he asked you to identify what group you were referring to as Proto-Israelites. I kind of want you to maybe answer that.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Actually, I did refer to it. I did refer to it. So when you talk about, first of all, I didn't necessarily. Hold on. I didn't necessarily have to deal with the Proto-Israelites because I identified the Israelites.
So
when I went to Manfred Bittek's work, and then I showed you the connection. Can I finish my statement?
Ain't nobody talking.
When you go to Manfred Bittek's work, and he talks about those 4-room houses, right? And he talks about those people that were left in that region after the Hyksos expulsion. Right after Kamos and Amos runs out the Hyksos rulers, and they run up into the mountainous region of Shahurim, which where we know Amos went and chased them to, right? There is a group that remained near the city of Avaris. That group is who I'm referring to as the Israelites.
But those are Amu groups, right?
Well, they're Heqau-Khaut.
No, those are not Amu groups because I showed it. Hold on. Nope, I showed in this presentation. Hold on, they're not. They're not. The Hicks, they were gone. Did you just see what I said? Kamos and Amos ran them out.
But there were still military
and the Hyksos was not a nation. Hold on.
When
the Hyksos did not leave, brother. The Hyksos did not leave
let him finish
a military garrison of nobody. The Hyksos didn't leave a military garrison of nobody. Kamos and Amos ran them completely out. The problem is that what you guys are conflating that there had to be a nation of this particular Hyksos group that was ran out. That Hyksos group was only the rulers. Not a group or a nation of people. They were not. What I showed in my presentation, that's why you should have caught the beginning of it, was that the Hyksos was not a monolithic term. It was a blanket term that the Egyptians used for the Hattis. They used it for the Matanis. They used it specifically for the Amu. How we know this? Because on the Khnum-Hotep II's mortuary temple, circa 1900 BCE. What we and also we see it on the B'nai Hassam mural. We clearly see that there is a man listed there. His name is Abasha or Ibasha the Hyksos. This is circa 1900 BCE, right?
No.
So we know that he was listed. He was called a part of the Amu. The Amu was a conglomerate, a collective of Asiatic tribes, not just one people. They're not monolithic. These are not monolithic terms.
Yeah,
so this is what I'm saying.
Hold up, because we already covered the Habiru. I'm about to cover something. He says his name is Ibasha. You're wrong. The Ibasha is the ibis animal next to him. Right. The Hik is who he is. His name is not Ibasha.
Can I show you? Can I show you? Let me show you. Let me go back to our presentation because you don't know what you're talking about, right? I clearly showed it on here. That's why you should have caught the presentation. I told you you needed to learn today.
We read this all the time, y'all, right?
I told you need to learn today.
It's an ibis animal right next to him.
And so do I. I'm going to show you all the time. So watch this. So first of all, let me do this. Let me do two things because I don't want y'all to blow past the stop.
Show the whole mural though.
Right. Let me share my screen. Right. Is my screen sharing, sa.neter?
No, I don't see it.
Not yet.
Hey, don't tell me what to do. Let me show you. Is my screen sharing?
No, you cutting in and out too. There we go.
Is my screen sharing?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you make it bigger?
Oh, hold on 1 second.
Solomon, the kingdom in Israel.
Is it showing now?
It's showing now.
It's just
go to the mural.
Blurry.
You gonna go?
You gonna go
to the spot?
Yes. I got you. Watch this. I got you. Hey, can I finish what I'm saying?
I gotta know. Black Sage got a lag. He got a lag back.
Oh, okay.
Oh. So let me show you what's going on here. First of all, let's deal with Ezra and that Torah y'all was talking about.
Oh God!
This is why y'all need to learn something, right?
We on the Benny Hassan.
So this is what y'all gotta understand. Hey man, King J, shut your mouth.
Y'all need to be quiet.
Let me tell you something.
Let the man cook.
Yeah, let me tell you why y'all wrong. Right, let me tell y'all why y'all wrong. That's all. It's all cool. Let me tell you why y'all wrong, right? Because what date did you give me that Ezra wrote the Torah?
539 BC.
539 BC. Do you know what the time of King Josiah was?
Time of Cyrus. Cyrus was in control of Kemet at that time.
Do you know what time King Josiah ruled?
Where's the existence for Josiah? Where's the proof of life for Josiah? You don't have it.
We know that Josiah. Listen, we know we do have Josiah. We know about Josiah's reform. We do have money from his time. We have coinage. We know about the Elephantine Jews. We know about the Elephantine
I need y'all to stop interrupting. Let the brother spit. Let him go.
We know about the Elephantine Jews. Who were the Elephantine Jews, King J? The Elephantine Jews were the Jews that left Jerusalem. Why? Because of King Josiah's reform. We know this is what happened because they wanted to worship the Asherah in the temple. Right. We know this is what happened, right? So this is why when the Elephantine Jews come down into Ashwan and come down into Elephantine and they entreat Darius about building a temple there, right? So we know this is where these people come from. So at the end of the day, we know that King Josiah, according to the biblical narrative, right? We know that in 622 BCE, and we can trace back from King Hezekiah, because King Hezekiah, right? King Hezekiah, we know was a real person, do we not? We know who his forefathers were, and we know who his forefathers was. And from King Hezekiah, we can trace back to who they claim his lineage was Josiah.
Exactly.
You're not going to say King Hezekiah just popped up out the dirt. He had a father, and his father had a father, and his father had a father. So to try to make this argument, where it come from. So again, we place King Josiah at 622 BCE. As I said, right? It says after he ascended the throne, 2 Kings chapter 22, the book of the law was found in the temple. And scholars universally agree. Watch this. Deuteronomy was the book that had not been read in many years because Josiah was a righteous king and he tore his clothes in repentance upon hearing the lost book read aloud because he realized how his father said, "Now led the people in keeping of the law as Deuteronomy." Now, we know that the Torah existed before then. So for you liars to say that the first Torah or the only Torah, we didn't have one written down until 539 BCE is false.
Oh yeah.
That's ridiculous. We can go back. Listen, we can go back to what they call the Silver Scrolls. We know that they have listed there the Shema is written on the Silver Scrolls. That's circa what? Almost 600, 500 BCE around the same time before Ezra. So we know they had the book of the law. Why y'all keep lying on here?
Okay, Black Sage.
Why y'all keep doing that, TJ?
Black
Don't
Sage.
interrupt him.
No, he finished. That's what he wanted to say. And also, both of you guys, I want to ask on the scholarly consensus, because I know Black Sage, he's tend to run with scholarly consensus. On this consensus right here, I want to ask you this. Scholarly consensus on the other side of that coin say early Israel was polytheistic. Are you in agreement with that?
Nah, that's off topic.
No.
Off topic. We got to stick to where we at.
Cooper, you keep taking us off topic.
You keep talking about polytheism. We've never been poly.
We talking about when they first come into existence, right?
I'm not trying to Black Sage.
We've always recognized
one God over many.
I asked Black Sage the question.
Well, I answered the question.
Black Sage is so much on this scholarly consensus where when the scholars consistently say that, are you in agreement with the scholars there? Yes or no?
Yes. Hold on.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
Hey, we'll have a dialogue together. We'll sit down.
Go back to topic.
What's the problem?
Go back with you can go back to King J and Asar now. I appreciate you answering that for me, Black Sage. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just to elaborate a little bit.
Just sticking right where he at.
Their law. You dead anyway, because I'm gonna kill you in a second.
You done,
their
brother.
law anyway. The law of the Israelites prohibits polytheistic views. But did they practice polytheistic views?
No.
Yes, they did.
We got two
and
words.
The reason why we know that, and they went against the law is what I'm saying.
Yeah, in error we did. Yes.
Yeah, in error they did.
No, it's called contradiction.
Being influenced by other nations.
I get it. The scholarly consensus is not saying what you're saying, but you're going against them, particularly on that note.
No, they are saying what I'm saying.
No, they're not. I'm reading it right here. It says scholarly consensus of early Israelite religion, paleo-theistic. The consensus among historians, archaeologists, and biblical scholars is that the earliest Israelites were polytheistic. But he went with the other one when we said the earlier one said.
Did you hear what I just said?
Let's get to what he mentioned.
Hold on.
Hold on.
It's exactly what I said, Rakufu.
Okay, I'm listening.
Their book of the law prohibits the worship of other deities. But because they were in error of that law, they went against their own law. We read in the Bible where they did do that. That's the reason why they were going into captivity all the time.
And I agree that that's what you're saying, but I do know that the scholars are saying before they even had a book of
No,
law,
it don't. You just added that. You're lying. You just added that.
It doesn't even say that.
They're saying
before they.
Where does it say before they had a book of the law?
Listen. Listen, there was no yet. Show me Asherah in your Bible where they worship. Show me that.
We read that. What do you mean? We can read that. I just told you that in the book of Kings. Listen, bro.
Yahweh and El as different deities.
Listen.
Where they went.
Listen.
No, listen. You got to listen to the question.
Worship Yahweh and El in error. Yahweh is not our God.
Listen, and El as different gods that y'all worship. And when it said y'all was wrong for doing that, and originally y'all know that because y'all had a book. You can't show that.
I'm going to tell you that again. In 2 Kings chapter 22, verse 8, that's exactly what it's talking about. That's exactly what it's talking about.
The problem is you keep going to Google.
Right. They were worshiping Asherah.
That stage when I went to Google for your what's the name, and you didn't say to him, right, the Stele does. I went to Google on that. You was happy.
No. You are getting explanations from Google.
Right.
Now, if you're looking for certain words in Google, you want a dictionary in Google, that's one thing. But you cannot go to Google and just pick up a note with somebody talking in a commentary and accept that as truth.
You can't say that it's not true.
No, it ain't truth.
You can't prove that.
Yeah, I can.
You haven't proved it yet.
What are you
talking about? Yeah, because you're just spitting off at the mouth about it.
What are you talking about, bro?
Polytheistic.
Why would I prove why would I prove
nothing new to the table of humanity?
Why would I have to prove?
Sat around and figure stuff out and stop. And then it said, you know what? We'll just be a one.
Why would I have to prove a false negative?
It's not a false negative.
It is a false negative. It's a plural God.
Narrative.
El is not a singular God.
For us to understand the Creator, that's the false narrative.
El is not a singular God.
So when it said that your
El is short for Elohim.
You just make stuff up as you go, Apostle.
Stop muting me, man. I'm talking.
El is a singular God.
El is not a singular God.
Are you familiar with the Ugarit script in that pantheon?
It's It's a singular God as far as the Canaanites concerned.
Exactly.
Not
Okay,
as
then.
concerned, not as we're concerned.
Okay, so in that pantheon, Yahweh is the son of El, correct?
Hell with a Yahweh.
El is
I
the
don't
son
worship
of Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Okay, but in the Ugaritic
I
script,
don't even know.
in the Ugaritic
You
script, but listen, Apostle, the Ugaritic script predates your Bible and your Torah and your Torah.
Apostle, I need you. Apostle, I need you to stop talking over people. Allow him to finish the question. Then you can answer the question, brother.
That's a good question to Yarah.
And he cut in.
My bad, Apostle.
I
Go
was
ahead.
talking to Rakufu. He cut in. So you are
No, he's not.
muting me.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Rakufu, I wasn't talking to you.
No, he's not.
Me and you had a conversation, then you and King J had one.
No, King J cut in.
Yahweh is not the son of El. Whoever said that.
Sa.neter muted me.
And then Black
As
Sage.
if I'm muted, as if I'm cutting in on Jay.
But listen.
So Yarah, are you not familiar with the?
All right, hold up. Everybody hold on, man. Yo, allow the person to finish speaking. Do not cut each other off, man. Go ahead, King J.
Right.
My question, Yarah, was just real quick. So in the Ugaritic script, it does say that Yahweh is the son of El. That's why they hint that El worship was probably an older worship than the Yahwehs.
What source is that? Because I've never seen that Yahweh has ever been in any pantheon. In the Ugaritic text or the Canaanite pantheon, Yahweh is not the son of El. Show me that.
I can't pull it up, but if you just pull it up, it'll you can just, it's easy.
So when you say that was my question. Text,
I pulled it up for you. I pulled it up. You want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Yahweh and El. Great question. This I said, is Yahweh the son of El? Great question. This goes straight to the heart of the earliest phases of Israelite religion. Bomb, sa.neter, drop a bomb. But anyway, Yahweh and El, Father, Son, or the same God. Canaanite background in Ugaritic text, 13th to 12th century BCE, which reflects the broader Canaanite pantheon. El was the high God, the father of the gods, creator and head of the divine council. The gods often called sons of El, Baal, Yam, Mu, Yahweh. Man, I'm out of here.
Drop the bomb, son.
And we don't worship none of that.
Don't drop no bomb.
Drop the bomb, son.
You said Canaanite.
Drop the bomb, son.
We don't worship none of that.
So I need a
We
bomb,
don't worship Baal.
That's not a bomb.
We don't worship Yahweh.
From?
And we don't worship Yale.
Can I finish talking real quickly? Can I finish talking real quickly? That source you just read, show me anywhere in archaeology that it shows that Yahweh in any inscription is the son of El. Show it.
The Ugaritic script. It's the Ugaritic script.
It's written in it. What are you talking about?
Show it. What's the Ugaritic script? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Say that again. What you say?
I'm very familiar with it. I'm telling you, King J, that you're incorrect. That Yahweh was never the son of El. Never.
Yeah. Okay. How does it go? How does it go?
What do you mean, how does it go?
How does the story go?
I'm going to look it now. I'm looking it up now. What verse?
He's reading it.
Yahweh was never the son of El. I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is that is an embellishment.
He
did not read it. I said, what is the inscription that says it?
The Ugaritic script.
What's the Ugaritic script is not the inscription.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's not the inscription. Oh, your God. What inscription?
Rakufu, what are you pulling up? What are you reading it from?
Ugaritic 14th to 12th century. Okay, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna pull it right now because
he doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm honest. Let me finish. Let me say what I let me not put my foot. I gotta say exactly what I'm saying. Okay,
no, you ain't gotta say
I'm
nothing.
saying in
I
the
want you to show
text,
where it says Yahweh is the son of
text is saying. Can I finish?
Show in the inscription.
I'm not saying that
you'll never find it, King J.
He's reading the commentary, man.
I'm trying to read.
He's reading.
No, he's not. Because if you know what I was reading, you know I'm not saying that that's a fact yet, Black Sage. I'm not saying that's a fact. Okay.
So why
Please stop talking over each other. Please stop talking over each other. Let one person speak, please.
Please. Okay. Because
hey, sorry, you only gonna make it worse, man. Your voice is irritating as hell.
Oh, okay.
let me read it.
Just like your bald ass head is.
Not bald.
Okay. Wait 1 second. Parallel instruction. Here it is. Show.
Identify the source. So we are reading from the Ugaritic script, correct?
32:8-9. Early Israelite texts show Yahweh as one of several divine beings under El Elyon.
That's not him being the son of El.
The Most High.
That's
El,
a title.
the Most High.
He's still
El, the
no,
Most High.
Stop,
Yarah,
bro.
Stop. Hold on.
Stop, bro. Stop. Like
before
I
you
told
go, let
y'all,
me just say this. Let me just say it real quick. It's because Elyon means Most High. Elyon alone means Most High, not El Elyon. Don't try to throw that on in there like El, because we can say Yahweh Elyon and identify Yahweh as the Most High.
That's what the Bible says.
We can say
Yahweh
we can
El.
say Baal. We can say Baal Elyon. Listen, you cut me up. We can say Baal Elyon and identify Baal as the Most High. Whatever deity we want to put, we can put it in front of Elyon that would identify that deity as the Most High.
King J.
So don't say that El Elyon is. Go ahead.
King J. Where is the inscription that says Yahweh is the son of El?
He's reading it.
That's not what it says.
Go ahead, brother.
I know what it says.
Go ahead, brother.
That's not what it says. I'm going to ask you again. Read the inscription that says Yahweh, the son of El. Not Yahweh Elyon or El Elyon. That is a title.
That means father, correct?
Oh, exactly. It means.
Can I read it
okay.
now? It says Deuteronomy 32:8-9. When the Most High El Elyon gave the nations their inheritance, he set the boundaries of the people according to the sons of God. But Yahweh's portion was his people.
Exactly.
Hey, listen. Hold on.
He just gave his son.
I got you. Because y'all ignorant. Y'all think that it's saying that there's two different deities. It's not.
It's saying that El. It's saying that El is given.
So it's not saying Baal is a different. It's not saying
and
that.
You know how we can prove that?
Watch
this. This is easy. Watch this. That's easy. What you just read out of the book of Deuteronomy, right?
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Now, watch this. Apostle, are you on here?
Yeah, I'm here.
In the book of Genesis, do we see El and Yahweh as the same deity?
Because y'all messed it up.
Shut up, man.
Wait, hold on, Yahweh. We see it says Bereshit bara Elohim. That's what it says.
What does that mean?
Bereshit.
What does that mean?
No, it says
hold on, y'all. Shut up.
Well, you saying it wrong.
Oh my God.
You saying it wrong.
Let me talk.
I asked the apostle.
Let me talk. It says Bereshit. It says Bereshit bara Elohim. In the beginning, Elohim create. In the beginning, Elohim
and
created.
look up that word Elohim and see if it's not plural.
King J.
Meaning,
it's funny
meaning more than
I keep
one.
trying to tell y'all. I said it earlier. If y'all watched the presentation
and the
earlier.
word is Elohim.
Black Sage, he said
Elohim.
The consensus says that says Israel. I'm going with the consensus, but the consensus here says that they're polytheistic. But I ain't going with on that one.
Right.
I didn't say that. You just lied.
Him and Yahweh, him and Apostle got two different arguments. Kufu.
I didn't say that. I said, Rakufu,
because they will against the law. What's no law?
And stop trying to read it and stop trying to win an argument if you just listen to what I said. The book of Deuteronomy, their law says that they're forbidden to worship other deities. But the scripture also tells us that they did.
That came after. That's not getting to your.
It did not come after.
It did.
It did not come after.
Later.
Later when? What are you talking about? What's later to you?
Elohim is before everything.
Book. Hebrew people was a walking people on earth before a damn book. Idiot.
Give some dates. Search for some dates. Search for some dates, please.
Yarah, he got a point. Y'all didn't get writing until when?
No, he doesn't. No, he does not. No, he does not. No, he does not have a point. Stop lying, King
Let me
J.
share my screen.
Stop lying. Now, let me tell you why he don't have a freaking point, right? This is why he don't have a freaking point. Because we can go, as a matter of fact, I gotta do this for the children.
Y'all don't get writing into the
That's a lie. I'm finna show you. That's a lie. I'm finna show you.
Oh man.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're a lie.
Before the
proto-Semitic and go into another.
I need to share my screen, man.
I'm gonna just show you. So I don't have to call.
So you saying Hebrews had writing before the proto-Semitic script?
Go share your screen, Apostle, while I pull this up.
Yeah, I'm waiting on side.
I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all.
Before they had writing, even if it was.
You're not sharing nothing yet, Apostle.
There it is.
There's nothing up there.
Genesis
Let me show you why you don't know what you're talking about, King J. And why
Rakufo, look for some dates. Rakufo, look.
What date? What date?
It's easy for me.
You see it?
I'm a teacher.
Go ahead.
Do you see it, sir?
Okay, King James.
Are you pulling up something, Apostle?
Yeah, I'm pulling up something there. I want to show him. I'm gonna hit tubes, and I'm gonna show him what the hell King J don't know what he's talking about.
Brother, I said Bereshit bara Elohim.
Yeah, Bereshit bara. You don't know what you're talking about.
I got it right here. The Levant 18.
Stop, man. You hear me talking? Now this here is the Masoretic. That's Bereshit. That's bara. That's Elohim.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but it's wrong. This is
he said it, but it's wrong.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
It's a mix. It's actually wrong. The
Apostle,
Masoretic text is actually wrong. This word here for Elohim is Elohim. Okay? And I'm going to show you that the word is plural. Here it is right here.
Brother, we never said it wasn't plural. We never, that's not an argument.
It doesn't represent God. Although it's saying God, the word Elohim means judges. It means it's a group. It's a magistrate.
Does it represent both masculine and feminine?
No, it ain't got nothing to do with masculine and feminine.
It definitely does.
It just represents a judges, more than one. Because that word the same word in the 26th verse is saying, let us. And God said, and Elohim said, let us, meaning more than one.
Exactly. More than one deity.
More than one deity.
A pantheon.
Not deity.
Right. So Apostle, Apostle, listen. So you're being naive to assume all the deities are masculine.
I can't see where they're not.
They're masculine and feminine.
Well, you show me that.
I mean, I can't show you that, but I'm assuming that there has to be duality. There has to be some sort of Apostle duality.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man.
Duality. It has to be balanced.
It doesn't have to be balanced. That's in your mind. It has to be balanced. That's in your mind.
Okay.
There's only a reason for a female. The only reason for a male and a female is to produce offspring.
But we have an X and a Y chromosome, right?
The only reason why you need male and female is to create offspring. Angels are not male and female, like Christ said.
Good point. Good point.
So
they're not genderless for sure.
Yeah. So let's get away from all of that.
Okay.
Why is this thing rolling like that, man?
That was a fair point.
The problem is the word Elohim is not Abayah. It's not a pure Hebrew word.
Well, Yarah,
the word you want is Alahayim. Alahayim is the word you want.
Are you pronouncing it different?
No, I'm pronouncing it with an A, not an E. Alahayim and not Elohim. There's no O, there's no E letter in Hebrew. There's no O, there's no E, there's no U. These words, these letters were added by the magistrates because they couldn't pronounce the letter without it. They couldn't pronounce the language without it.
Then there's no A.
There's an A. It's I, the first letter.
There's no A in Aleph.
The word ain't Aleph, the word is Alap.
Yeah, Aleph bet.
That's what I'm saying. Aleph is Masoretic.
Listen, Aleph bet, Gimel, Daleth. Like, what are you talking about? There's not.
Those are Masoretic words.
Listen.
You're not listening.
Listen, the Hebrew language is an abjad. You know what an abjad is?
Brother, the Hebrew language.
Abjad it only has consonants. There are no vowels in abjad.
So therefore, you can't say Gimel.
So there is no A.
You can't say Gimel. It's Gamal. It's Gamal. You can't say Gimel. You only can say Gamal. You can't say Bet, Biet. It's Ba.
Nakuts help you with the pronunciation. But
brother, you cannot say the I is a loud sound. It's an I. It's not an ear sound. There's no U. There's a W. Why? See, the problem is you stuck on the Masoretic. You're stuck on the Masoretic and not the ancient letters. The Masoretic are white folk, small hats. They changed the language.
Well, brother,
it's 600 to 1000 AD.
Brother, the Paleo is a pictographic script.
It's not. You got the Paleo and you got the ancient.
The Paleo
the
is
ancient.
The ancient.
Comes after the Paleo. You don't know what you're talking about.
Brother,
I studied this. The Paleo comes before the ancient.
Okay.
The Paleo came 4,000 years ago. The ancient came 3,200 years ago.
Apostle.
The Masoretic came 606.
Okay. Can I ask the question? Now, earlier, Yarah said, yes, they were because they wasn't following the law. So it's simple. Before the book of law, did the Hebrew worship polytheism?
We followed the law before the book.
Yes.
The book has nothing to do with whether we...
Among scholars is that before the emergence of the book of law, Torah,
my God. Can I say something?
No, you can't say nothing because I'm talking. You do that
but you're wrong, so that's why you need to shut up. Hold on, this is my show and Apostle.
Let him speak.
You could be a guest in the back.
All right, I'm gonna shut up.
All right, so before my good brother King Jay wanted y'all to drop the bomb, and y'all was in the chat that think y'all know what y'all be talking about. This is why I say y'all don't be knowing what y'all reading, because y'all don't study this book like me and the Apostle. So the verse that you read, good brother Rakufu, and King J wanted you to drop a bomb on was Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8 through 9, right? Where it says, El, the Most High, divided the nations among the sons of God, with Yahweh's portion being Israel, right? That's what y'all wanted the bomb dropped on. Yeah. Apostle, I need you to do something for me, Apostle. I need you to rock with me. Apostle, can you go to Deuteronomy chapter 7? I'm gonna teach y'all something today. Can you go to Deuteronomy chapter 7?
Because let's be clear while we're making this point. We're making this point because we're establishing that this is Yahweh as the son of El. El is distributing his portion to his son.
No, he's not. He's never been. Not
yes,
in the Bible. I'm going to teach you something. Because y'all said drop a bomb. Y'all said drop a bomb on Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 8 through 9, that proves your point. I'm going to teach you something, King J.
Okay.
Can you read Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 9 for me, Apostle? I can't hear you, Apostle. You on mute.
Share the screen, sir. There we go. Deuteronomy 7:9. You see it?
Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments for 1,000 generations.
Then you want to see who the Lord God is?
Now, Apostle.
Go ahead, man.
And
now, in that Apostle. No, go ahead.
And repayeth them that hate.
Go ahead. I'm just saying, in that verse, in the Hebrew, in that verse.
Okay.
Well, in that verse, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 9, Apostle, do we not see Yahweh El?
Yeah.
That's why do Jehovah. We see Yahweh El?
Right.
Yes.
The Lord Jehovah.
Why do we see Yahweh El in chapter 7? Yes. Why do we see that in chapter 7 before we get to Deuteronomy chapter 32? You know why? Because they know that Yahweh is their El, and in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8 and 9, it's just telling you that that's the title of Yahweh.
Or did the Yarah. You know that the Yahwehs came in later and wrote that shit in there. Stop playing.
Because they absorbed everybody.
I explained to you earlier. Hold on, let me finish this. I explained earlier. That's why you should have watched the show from the beginning. No, I did not. I'm going to tell you why. Why you're wrong, King J. Because you're going off the documentary hypothesis, the JDEP source. We know that's false. Because in Genesis chapter 2, we already see the use of the name Yahweh. Do we not, Apostle?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
We already see Yahweh. Okay. If the hypothesis was true, hold on. If the documentary hypothesis was true, we would not see Yahweh in Genesis chapter 2. We should only see El. So you can't ever use that, King J.
Right.
Okay. Can't use it, King J. Now watch this, King J. Can you use this? When Yahweh earlier, he jumps with the consensus on the name Israel. He jumps off when it says this. Before it says, yes, the consensus among scholars is that before the emergence of the book of law, which he said that they were going to get before this book was written, according to the consensus of the scholars who he backs and represents, they say the early Hebrews practiced polytheism. Now he can say no, but he's going against the consensus.
I'm not going against Rakufu. Are you slow?
Hey, you too good. You too good.
Are you slow? I just listen, bro. I'm telling you what they wrote down. Watch this. Let me explain something to you. What they wrote down was their oral tradition. That means
Strong's
their oral
H
tradition
3045.
Before the book.
Yadah.
So when their oral tradition tells them there shall have no other gods before me, they knew that before a written book. You want me to prove that to you? I can share my screen. Matter of fact, I can have you look it up, but I'll share my screen real quick.
I shut it down. Go ahead.
Real quick, and then that's gonna be it for me. Right? I'm gonna share. Yeah, I'm gonna share it real quick. While I'm telling y'all gotta stop making it. I says I'm already sharing. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it. Ebulite.
I'm about to blow him out the water.
Okay.
I got it right here.
Yeah.
We already done blew him out the water, Kufu.
I'll wait.
Bro. Oh, chill, bro. Chill, bro.
I got you right here, whatever you say.
What I'm telling you is when y'all guys say we didn't have writing and all of that before the book of the Torah, we wasn't writing anything down. The Iblate Defixio curse is the oldest inscription tablet with the name Yahweh.
All right. This is what I got to start doing. I got to stop
about this, but listen to what it says.
Until they finish. I got to put y'all in the back as y'all keep cutting the brothers off, man. All right, go ahead, Black Sage.
Yeah, it says Mount Ebla Defixio tablet, circa 1500 BCE. The tablet was folded in half in so order to read the text without destroying it. Stripling is Scott Stripling. That's Dr. Scott Stripling, PhD. He's an epigraphist. He studies language, written language, and text. So he's one of the foremost authorities in this type of writing, right? So he says a collaboration of 4 scientists from the Academy of Sciences of the Czech Republic and 2 epigraphists to read the text and epigraphic studies and interprets ancient inscriptions. The tablet author would have been a highly educated male religious leader, said Dr. Gershon Galil, a professor of biblical studies from the University of Haifa. It is clear that the person who wrote this was a genius. He was not only a scribe, he was a theologian, he was a leader. To decipher the text, Stripling collaborated with scientists from the Academy of Sciences, Czech Republic in Johannesburg, right? You can see it right here. That's pretty much the size of it. But what does it say? It says it's the use of the word Yahweh that throws off, though, the original biblical timeline. Stripling said if a tablet that age was found in Israel, it means the Israelites had already fled Egypt. It had been established in Israel earlier than originally thought. We now have the name Yahweh, the biblical God of Israel, in an inscription dating from late Bronze Age era too, which is earlier than many skeptics would argue that the Bible existed or that there was even the ability to write down a sacred text, he said. The artifact is at least 200 years older than any other Hebrew text in existence. This is dated to 1500 BCE. So we know at 1500 BCE they were writing. Even if you disagree that it says the name Yahweh, I don't care. But we know that they were writing. Israelites were writing. So when you say they didn't have any writing until you get a Torah till 539 BC or until Ezra, that's false. We know that they had writing. I can go through slide after slide of this to prove early Israelite writing. All the way back here, right? Earliest piece of writing ever found in Israel. Identified on ancient pottery shards or ostracons in the city of Lachish, right? That's their writing, right? Dates back to what? 7th century BCE. We keep going further and further. Like, we know that these people were writing. I don't know why you guys keep saying this, right? I'm trying to find the ABCdery, right? As a matter of fact, here's another one, right? This is more what we would call proto-Sinaitic, but it talks about 6 Levantines or Hebrews of Bethel the Beloved, right? And it says it identifies Joseph and his 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. This is a tablet. This is a tablet Sinai 115, circa 1842 BCE. This is written in their script, so we know that they were writing. I don't know why y'all do that all the time. Like, y'all know these things exist, especially you, King J.
I got it. Now, King J, I'm the only one here. Where are my people? Okay, they ain't here. They can hear me. Y'all, King J, listen to this. Even if they were writing at that time period, he can't prove they were Hebrew. But I'm not even knocking that. Let's say he can. Let's just say he proves they're Hebrew because they weren't come into existence until after Abraham and all that. So how he know they were Hebrew? They could have been Africans over there.
That's the point, Kufu.
But that's okay. Let's give him that. That's fact. He's right. That's Hebrew. This is killing off.
That's not true.
No, I'm not knocking it. I said, can you give it to your facts?
But why would you say that, though? That's false.
King J, you see this right here? It says, I'm going to read it. Did they worship polytheistic before the oral tradition, even before the writing?
Right.
Yes, the earliest Hebrews, even before the development of structured oral traditions, were polytheistic. I'm out of here. That's it. You can't talk. That's it.
But Yarah,
let me explain to you what you're reading, bro.
He put us in the back because we couldn't talk. But let me just say this real quick. To your point, to your 2 points, Yarah. The things you're showing are saying that these people are Canaanites. Remember that your argument is that yes, it is. Remember that these people, according to you, are not. Hold on, brother. According to you, these people are not Canaanites, right? So I just want you to remember that while you're showing all these slide screenshots.
I don't know why you make that statement.
Hold on, you cutting me off. These are showing that these are Canaanite people, right? It literally says that.
No, it's not.
Two. Also, remember.
Hold on. Why did you say that they're showing that these are Canaanite people?
Now you cutting me off. Just respond.
No, I asked you a question. Why did you say that they're showing us Canaanite people? My slide never said that.
I took notes while you was talking, brother. So let me get it off my head real quick. Also, the second point that I wrote down, when you mentioned hold on, brother. When you mentioned the people group, right? 1400 BC, I'm giving you the Soleb inscription. They're saying that the only people who are identified with worshiping Yahweh are the Shashu. They're in the southern Levant, right? So if you argued against that earlier, you said that they're not the Shashu. So you got to stick on one point.
I never said that.
We got you.
I never said that. You just lied. I never said that. You just lied.
Okay.
I never said that. You just lied. I know who the Shashu are. The Shashu who worship Yahweh were from the land of Edom. Yahweh has been, this is the problem. Hold on. Yahweh has been worshipped well before the Israelites came into existence. I showed this in my debate against Edward Dodge on this channel.
But these are the people right now that you are identifying with writing, not the people who you are saying are Proto-Hebrews, Israelites, right? So these Shashu, so you're saying, are these the Shashu or not?
I'm not talking about no Shashu. What the hell are you talking about? When I showed the Mount Ebla Defectio tablet, circa 15. Hold on, circa 1500 BCE. I didn't say nothing about no Shasu.
Which Semitic group are these?
I didn't say nothing about no Edomite.
I
read you exactly what the inscription says and what the epigraph says, and it says this is the use of the word Yahweh.
Yahweh, right? So my argument
is a tablet that the age was found.
Okay, exactly. Exactly, 1500 BC, right? So my count. Huh?
What about it?
It said this is the first use of Yahweh. So my counter to you was this Solab inscription, because at this point in time, the only Semitic group that we have worshiping Yahweh are the Shashu.
Right at that time, that you're reading. This is what I'm trying to tell you. The de facto tablet is older than the Soleb inscription. Don't you get that?
Right, 100 years. So what happened?
Right, 100 years. So
I'm
listen,
saying that it's the same people.
Existed during that time.
I'm saying that it's the same people group, brother.
I'm telling you, it's not the same people group. You made that up.
Okay. Now, can I ask King J?
Hold on, King J. You made that up.
No.
You made that up. Why did you just lie like that?
Because they're 1400.
Because I'm showing you. I'm showing you what the epigraphists say. I'm showing what the experts say. He says, he reading the inscription. He says, we now have the name Yahweh, the biblical God of Israel, in an inscription dating to late Bronze Age 2, where we know the Israelites were in existence at that time. You just made that up.
No, because the word Israelite at that time, brother, the Semitic group that we're talking about is particularly the Sashu. We're not talking about
you're talking about on the Soleb inscription. I didn't say that the Soleb inscription and these people writing here on the Mount Ebla tablet are the same people. You're making that up. The only connection you're making is the term Yahweh. But we know that Yahweh was worshipped well before the Israelites.
So in 1400 BC,
I showed that on this channel.
Can you show me a different people group? No. At 1400 BC, can you show me a different people group worshiping Yahweh besides the Sashu?
Besides the Sashu, I'm showing you said in 1400?
Yeah.
You said in 1400?
Came after that. The Ibla tablet.
I don't understand what he's saying.
It came afterwards.
I don't understand. That doesn't even make sense, bro.
Hey, son, let me share my screen again.
He's dead wrong.
Let me share my screen again.
1400 BC is going to be the
Hyksos. You see this, Jay?
Paleo.
This, well, yeah, but this is the ancient writing. This here. Let me see if I can get this other one up.
This is the script that the miners got out of Serabi El Kadim.
This here is Abaya.
Okay, so
Ba, Ga.
What are you yapping about, bro?
Ha, Wa, Zion, Ka, Ta, Ya. Ain't no Yod, Yod. It's Yod. And it means hand. This is Alapa, and it means cattle. This is Ba, and Bayaf means house or tent. This is Gamal, and it means a camel. This here is Da, and it means door. This here is Ha, Har, H-R, and it's mountain. Or behold, this is your Za or your Zion. This here, excuse me, I got this wrong. This is your Wawa, which means tent peg. This is the Paleo-Hebrew. This is the language of my ancestors. The rest of what you're looking at came after this is the Metres Lectionis came in 606, and the Metres Lectionis, and then after that is the Masoretic text. They came in 600 AD by the small hats. You can't say L with this letter. There's no letter here that will allow you to spell L or Yahweh. No letter here. You can spell Yahweh, but you can't spell Yahweh. So how was it in our vocabulary if we couldn't spell it? You can spell Yahweh today doing the Masoretic text.
So are you saying that they couldn't pronounce it?
Not with these letters. There's no letter to give you a E, a W-E-H. There's no E here. There's only a A, a B, a G, a D, a H, a W, a C, a Ka, a C, Ka, or Ha.
Right. But Apostle, with all of Jab's Apostle, they adding the coots for non-speaking people who don't know how to speak it, so they can.
I don't know nothing about no Jab. All I know is about Hebrew, Abayaf.
Can you
the language that I found? This language was passed on from Noah to Abraham. It was passed down. This is the same language that Adam spoke when he named the animals. It's the same language. Now, I can do that, but it don't matter.
Hold up. Now, can I speak, Apostle?
I wasn't finished. You see, Sai jumped in.
I'm holding up.
I wanted to show this branch here, and I don't know why it won't let me go to it.
Why
I think I got to go out and come back.
Can I make a statement?
But you see that, Jay?
Oh, go ahead.
You see that, Jay? This is that glyphic thing you was talking about.
I see it.
You see the ox head?
I see the olive, yes.
Yeah, that's not an olive. It's a lapa. It's a lapa. An olive is Masoretic.
Okay.
That's Masoretic language.
Okay. So it's
based on the Greek language.
I get you. A lapo.
Not a lapo, a lapa.
That's what I'm asking. A lapa. Okay.
And it means ox head or cattle.
Now, you know that ox head came from the ta-Nfr.
It didn't come from the ta-Nfr, man. It's our own language. It's our own language. What do you call it?
No.
What language, what letter do you give that A? That ox head?
It's an A.
It's an A. What word do you get?
Oh.
What word?
I don't. I just say A.
No. See, I'm saying a lapa.
I get you.
Any A word in Hebrew, that's the letter.
Okay.
I actually forget.
That's the letter. And that didn't come, this was 4,000 years ago.
I get it. Now,
is there a commonality between this and Egypt, maybe? Because we shared lands? But just don't pick one letter. Come on and pick the rest of the letters and show me how they resemble.
Apostle, you said 4,000 years ago, right?
How about
Go back 4,000 years from now? That's 2,000 something. The letter, the head you talking about of the cow head or the ox head, that's 30.
When I'm saying 4,000 years,
1,000 years before that, Egypt had.
When I'm saying 4,000 years, I'm talking about before the last 2,000.
Okay, now you're saying
before the common era, the last 2,000.
2,000 years ago.
4,000.
Okay.
Came about in 3,200.
Okay, Apostle, can I ask you a question?
The same language right here.
This is real quick because we was on this before you got on. Brother Jay, I want King Jay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro.
Now, if I asked you, King Jay, because you heard, and I want Black Sage to clearly hear what I'm going to say to you. You heard what he said earlier. He said he agreed with the consensus that word says Israel. When I brought up the fact that they were practicing belief in polytheists, he said, no, they were doing it, but they were wrong according to the book of the law. So then he said oral tradition, right? So now I'm here where it says, and I simply ask, do the consensus of scholars say Israel?
I'm going to qualify what I'm saying while I'm saying it. But I'm also going to qualify these are things that must.
Hello? King J, okay. Do the consensus of scholars say Israel was polytheistic before the oral traditions? And it comes back, yes. The scholarly consensus is that ancient Israel was polytheistic. I'm trying to finish the word.
I'm just asking you, is it Google?
Come on, why you keep talking? Before the development of the formal oral tradition.
You got to teach him better, man.
Yes,
he's coming up with these commentaries off of Google, man.
Let's
take no truth in that stuff, man.
Apostle, hold on. Let's go to where Moses goes against the law, right? What do the Israelites worship?
When did Moses go against the law?
Hold on, brother. Listen.
I'm trying to ask.
What worship do
you keep talking, man, and you shut the fuck up, huh? Cause the next thing you don't know, huh?
For sure. But nah, I'm asking the brother, when they resorted back to the worship that they had known in Egypt, right? Which was similar to Hathor worship, right? When they got the molten cow. What type of is that not? They also worship Molech. They did child worship. What is that not is that not what the brother's talking about as far as worshiping different gods? Because at this point they didn't even have the law, right?
Yes, they
No,
did.
yeah, we still had the law.
They had the law.
Hold tight. When Judah's son spilled his seed on the ground, did God not kill him? Did he not break the Levitic law? This was before Moses. Did God not discipline him for putting his sperm on the ground? And what law did he break? This is before Moses. This is from Judah.
Was they writing back then before Moses?
Yeah, they were writing.
They were.
You know Enoch was writing.
Okay, I just asked. That's all.
Yeah, it was writing before Moses.
Yes,
That's pseudo as hell.
All right. We at the hour. Everybody, we are at the hour. I'm gonna have to let Yarah and Apostle close us out. And let me let Suntan get his question in before he go. And one more thing, we got Reverend Amin-Ra McCarthy. He said, race war is starting. What are we going to do to come together? There's only one thing to do to come together.
Right.
You saying right, Apostle. You don't know what I'm going to say.
Go ahead. No, I didn't say right. I say pray.
There's the only one that's going to make us come together is the white man. And what else can we do to make us come together is to drop everything in the past. All religions. The Bible, the Kemetic texts, all of it. Islam, everything, and start from scratch. Because if we hold on to any of these religions, it's going to keep us fighting each other. Oh, I can't do it like that because Yahweh said this is going to happen. Fear is going to jump into you. You see? So there's only one thing that's going to do it. That is to leave off all religion, give that shit back. And I'm talking about Kemet 2. Kemet 2, we're in 2025. And we got to make our own path in our own way and our own goddamn religion. We got to make our own religion. Check. Now, another thing that's going to make us come together, and that is if that white man get off that boat and start whipping our ass again, we will come together. That's the only way we're going to come together is that white man got to really come against our children and us like he did 300 years ago. And we'll come together. But other than that, we're not going to come together because he gave us religion. And by him giving us religion, he know we are confused as hell. So he already said, we got the niggas. All we got to do is step back, take off the chains, because we already put it on their brains. So we step back, take off the chains, and just let the niggas roam. Let them go. And they're going to fight each other over religion. So we got to let go of that goddamn Kemetic shit. See? I'm showing you that I'm not biased. I'm showing you Kemetic shit. We got to let go the Islamic shit. We got to let go the Torah shit. We got to let go all of it. Because at this time, it's the shit that's keeping us from uniting. That's it. It's the shit that's keeping us united.
The Adjustment Bureau. We make Negroes adjust.
So with that, Suntan, say what you got to say, and then I'm gonna let Yarah and Apostle close out.
All right, this question is for Yarah and Apostle. How do y'all feel just, standing under the flag of, Israel, and they doing such devilish things in this world? And I understand that you're not apart with them, you don't stand with them, but you're still standing under the same flag. And the Lord being what, you all profound to be, and I believe in the Lord, but not, the Lord I believe in ain't going to have no bunch of people doing, murder on kids, old people, and things of this nature, and then go on live air to the world and sort of brag about it as if they right. So, Black Sage and Apostle, do you guys feel any way about the attack on Gaza and standing under the flag of Israel? Because like I said, when I think of Israel, I think of God, and I think of the Ten Commandments. I think all these things. But now in 2025, all of that I used to think up and grow up on is being blown apart by scoundrels who call themselves standing under the flag of Israel. You muted.
I don't care nothing about the flag of Israel. It has nothing to do with me or the small hats. Neither do I care about who they fighting. Let them kill each other. The Bible predicts that these things are going to happen. So they're happening. I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. There's going to become worse wars than what these are.
So are them the fake Israelites or is they the real ones? Black Sage, is those fake Israelites who causing all that war? What, in your opinion? Because you're very wise on the subject matter.
Well, the majority of them are not the Israelites that we're referring to. They're not those Israelites. Those Israelis, they'll tell you in their history if they go back. Yeah, they'll tell you in their history if they go back. They'll tell you that's not even their land, right? It wasn't even placed in their land until 1948. Right. So that's they'll tell you before then they were after they got let out of them concentration camps. They was trying to go to Uganda. They didn't know where the hell they was from. So they'll tell you that's not their land, right?
Look at the word Ashkenazi in the Bible.
Yeah, I was just wondering, man, because all of our black brothers standing as Israelites, and this mess is going on. So, like Sai said, if we could just step back, I'm not, hey, Black Sage, I'm not saying lose your religion. I'm not telling nobody that because I can't. That ain't my call. But what I am saying is, let's keep it to yourself, and let's try to band together one day. That's all I'm saying, because that religion is brought about.
I'm not keeping nothing to myself. Can I finish? I'm not keeping nothing to yourself.
All right, but let me finish this.
I'm not keeping nothing to myself.
Let me say this, brother. The religion is, what can I finish? The religion is bringing division amongst our people.
No, it ain't.
I just heard an Arab on TV talking about Trump and Charlie Kirk and all of them, and what he said was only people who is protected is Islam. See, everybody got their little pitch and everybody got their little protection. So I ask you again, Black Sage, you believe that you in a comfort zone with your Israel?
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. Why those questions are not important, right? Because they don't follow a particular religion. It's actually outlawed a particular religion in China. But them Chinese want you out of here just as much. They not Israelites or Israelis. They not at war with Gaza. They don't follow a national God.
But
they don't claim to be a Christian nation.
Either. They not
yes, they are. You think if you think, yes, they are. China has ravaged the continent of Africa. Listen to what I'm telling you, Elder Suntan. China has ravaged the continent of Africa.
They over there trying.
They're the new colonialists. Listen, they're the new colonialists. They're the new
Black
cultural appropriators in Africa. So when you just try to pin something on whether or not we stand under the flag that I see that those small hats are culturated is a quote unquote a 6-point star. You can find that on the walls in ancient Kemet. That's not theirs. Everything they say and do, they stole from another culture. So they don't own anything, not the land, not the language, none of it.
I never said they did, brother.
Well, so there's nothing to stand with. And just let me just be politically correct for a second, right? A lot of you bleeding heart cats talking about what they doing to the people of Gaza. Damn those people in Gaza. You know why? Nobody's talking about what happened in 2024 of October of last year. Damn people from Gaza flew down and rolled down on those people, those Israelis, and start killing those men, women, and children unprovoked. That's why this war is happening right now. But since Negroes, most of y'all don't read or care to read, y'all only watch the news
you got it
or
twisted,
listen to
brother.
TikTok memes.
No, you got it twisted.
No, you got it twisted.
They've been attacking
Israel.
They've been attacking them.
Tell us right now.
Listen, brother. They've been attacking the Palestinians.
Tell me right now why this particular war. No,
I don't give a fuck.
Tell me why this particular war is happening right now.
Of course, but they've been persecuting the Palestinians all the time. In their own land, they gotta have passes to go somewhere.
Tell me why this particular war is happening right now. I don't want to hear none of that other bleeding heart Democratic.
It ain't no bleeding heart.
Tell me why this war is happening right now. This war is happening right now because those people in Gaza, those people in Gaza allow Hezbollah, those terrorist organizations, to go into another country and kill women. I don't care what you think of them. They still have a right to defend themselves. I don't give a damn what you think of them.
You asked me what started this. You asked me what started. You won't be quiet. You asked me what started the war right now.
All I care. They can kill each other. I don't care nothing about it.
You asked what started.
I'm gonna just wait till all the bodies fall.
Just wait till he's finished, and then go. Go ahead.
I'm just wait till all the bodies fall.
You asked me why. You asked me why is the war going on over there right now? And just from my intuitiveness and me looking into it and doing research, it's going on because it's revenge. That's why it's going on right now. Revenge. Now you tell me something. That's right. Now tell me something different.
Revenge for what?
Revenge for that attack they did on those Israelis last October, whenever it was.
So they don't have a right. So they don't have a right to defend themselves.
It ain't. I'm telling you why the war going on now.
And do they have a right to defend themselves?
How long has the war been going on?
Hey man, the war been going on before you all was born.
That's right. Why are you getting involved in it?
This is the problem.
So why are you even worried about picking sides?
Because you guys are Israelites.
No, we're not those people.
That ain't got nothing to do
with us. They ain't got nothing to do with us.
Yeah, that's easier said than done.
No, it's said and done. They ain't got nothing to do with us.
All right, then I'm cool with it. All right.
They ain't got nothing to do with us.
All right.
And don't come back up here again and asking us no questions about them small hats. I don't care. We don't care.
All right, brother.
All right. Yarah. Close us out, brother. Close us out.
Close us out, Yarah. You don't care about no people.
So at the end, at the end of the day, what I want to do is, bring King J back up here because I'm going to show him those Israelites. I'm going to show him those proto-Israelites. I'm going to show you who was worshiping Yahweh before y'all think Yahweh was ever mentioned in the Bible. You see my screen right here? You see my screen? I'm going to show you who these people were. I talked about it on this channel. I talked about the Horite Hebrews. I talked about the Midianites. I talked about those people were worshiping Yahweh. Those people in Edom, they were worshiping Yahweh before the Israelites. This is who we refer to as the proto-Israelites. See, Israelites is only a small segment group of people that hung on and picked on the God of their forefathers, who was a proto-Israelite. He was not an Israelite. Abraham was not an Israelite, but we know Israel comes out of Abraham. So we know Abraham in the Bible, we know Abraham in all intents and purposes came from an area in the land that worshiped Yahweh. So this stuff is not rocket science. And to Amon-Ra, I'm definitely a Trump supporter. And you know why I'm a Trump supporter? Because he needs to get every one of these cats out of here that don't belong here. Because y'all know what y'all not going to do? Just like sa.neter said, y'all not going to band together as black people because you had enough time to do it. Y'all not going to band together as black people and vote in people that support y'all agenda. But you know what these Mexicans and Latinos going to do? They're going to vote for their own folks. And watch what happens when the president name is Gutierrez or Lopez, and see where you Negroes wind up. Y'all not thinking with y'all. Y'all not thinking. Y'all not thinking. Trust me when I tell you, they cannot give these people citizenship without giving them the right to vote. That's why no president, including Barack Obama, who is known as the deporter in chief. That's why he was getting them up out of here. You know why? Because he can't give these people legal citizenship without giving them the right to vote. And when these people start voting in the millions, guess what's going to happen to the black folks who now think they're in the second class to white people? You're going to be at the bottom.
Nothing.
You're going to be at the bottom. Y'all not paying attention.
Yarah, can I just respond on your closeout real quick?
Yeah,
just
go
real
ahead.
quick. Is it not true that Edom is not Esau?
Not the modern day term. I gotta bring a presentation on that.
Is it not true that? Is it not true that Edom is not Esau and Moab is not Lot?
You said Moab is not Lot?
Moab is Lot and Esau is Edom.
Yes.
So you're saying here showing that the Edomites are Hebrews.
They are Hebrews, but they're not Israelites. I didn't say they were Israelites. I said they're Hebrews.
So why are you showing this? It's a lot of
it says proto-Israelites. Do you know what that means?
Yeah. So you're saying these. So
that means before Israelites.
You're saying, but you're trying to identify this particular proto-Semitic.
No, I said that there are Hebrews, and they are Hebrews.
Okay, we know
there's
a million Hebrews.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So when you talk about Hebrews, Edom is a Hebrew.
We know this.
Okay. So I'm showing you Hebrews before Israelites. And we know that the Horite Hebrews were worshiping Yahweh.
You're changing the argument now.
Jacob or Israel was born.
I don't have a problem with that. You're changing your argument now.
I'm not changing my argument. You just never understood it, period.
Okay, because I thought it was that what you're saying was you're trying to say this particular Sashu group, right? For one, let's just be clear. Sashu means what? Nomadic?
Yes.
Okay. So
it means nomadic. Yes, I can say that.
From the land of Yahweh, right?
Yes. Yes.
So this is where the land of Yahweh would be: Edom, Moab, the southern
the
Levant.
land of Yahweh was in Edom. Yes.
Edom. Okay.
Yes.
So this is so these are the Shashu.
Yes.
Okay, you agree with
me?
But
those are not Israelites. What are you talking about?
You agree with me then? Like, what are you?
What are you talking about? I agree with you. Listen to what I'm saying to you, King J. This is why I say y'all guys are too busy trying to win an argument. The Shasu of Yahweh land were from the land of Edom.
Okay.
Those that dwelt in that land, we know that they were Horites. Watch this. We know what the Horites came from. Hold on. The Horites is only a delineation of the term Horus or Habiru. Okay. So we know what these people are. Okay, so we know what these people are. So when I say they're proto-Israelites and you say, show me people worshiping Yahweh, I'm going to show you that.
But brother, I've been mentioned the Shasu of Yahweh. That's my
what I'm telling you is that these people existed well before where you began with the Soleb inscription. That's not the beginning of those people.
Yarah, if you remember the argument that I just said, I said that the people that you're showing at the 1500 mark are the same people that I'm showing you at the 1400.
But it wasn't. Is what I'm telling you. You were wrong.
Okay.
Those who are writing on the de facto tablet, the cursed tablet, those are not the same people who were of the Shasu of Yahweh land. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are two different groups of people that is writing there. That's why I was showing you that. So I can take this all the way back, even almost to the west coast of Africa, well before that. So these Horite Hebrews, these were quote unquote priests of Horus.
I don't have
we even know that. We know that this even goes back further to the Elamite tribes. The Elamite tribes were or quote unquote the Falcon tribe. They were worshipers of Heru.
All right, Yarah. You beat him up enough, man. You beat him up enough, brother. All right, it's time to let Rakufu close out. Then I'm gonna go on over to Apostle. Rakufu, close out, man.
Okay, peace, fam. I just want to say good conversation today. Black Sage, this is the first time I ever see you not just be honest and say, you know what? Okay, since consensus say that, I'm not in agreement with them. As far as before oral tradition, the Hebrew of polytheistic. I'm telling you what I'm talking. You listening, ain't you?
Let him close out. Let him close out.
So that, with that being said, everything else is all good to the family. And like Sa said, you know, to come together, sometimes even in the army, if me and Black Sage was in the American Army, he wouldn't say, I'm not going to shoot that enemy down over there because Kufu, you know, is a Kemetic brother. No, if I'm walking over there and he see the enemy pointing the gun at me, he going to pop on him. You can't do that for your own black people. That's sad. It's all right on that. We need to hold our own religions and focus on this economic situation for our babies. Peace.
All right. Apostle. Close us out, Apostle.
I'm going to wait on Rakufu to stop using Google for information. It's not scholarship. And don't stop taking it as scholarship. Until you stop that nonsense, I'm going to keep beating you up about it. It's not scholarship. If you're looking up, you want to find a dictionary or something like that and look up something, yeah, go ahead. But the commentaries in Google are not intended to be for truth. That's anybody writing down their opinion of things, just like you can do the same thing and put it on Google. It'll show up. Okay? If I Google sa.neter, I will find him. Just based on what he does in YouTube. You can Google me. I can Google you. It don't mean anything, man. Stop it. It's not true. So until you do that, my brother Yarah had a spectacular show today. Proposal. Would he profit? Y'all really need, until you seek the truth about Hebrewism, and that word is not a proper word to use, but it's a word that most people understand. If I use the word Abaya, most people wouldn't understand it. If I use the word Yasharah, most people wouldn't understand it. So we get caught up in using these English words like Israel. And you don't, you lose so much information because the word Israel is an English word from the Greek in describing a certain people. We are Yasharah. Okay? And our language is Abaya. Not the Masoretic, not the Metrics Lectionis. Half of y'all don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Because if you did, you would understand what I'm saying. Abraham had 8 sons. Those 8 sons are Hebrews. Their children are Hebrews. Their descendants are Hebrews. His one son, Isaac, the Most High set a promise upon him and blessed him. Outside of the other 7, they became known as the children of the flesh. Isaac came Jacob, who came the 12 tribes of Israel. You can be Hebrew and be an Israelite, but just because you are a Hebrew, it don't make you an Israelite. That's where the fusion is coming in. And y'all got to understand that. Just because you see Hebrew, it don't mean Israelite. It's according to Jacob, who was called Israel. We are the 12 tribes. So get that straight. The only time we ever worship a foreign god is in error. And we have been in error. That's why we were cursed, because we fell in error. Not cursed as individuals, but cursed as a nation.
Thank you, Apostle. Thank you, brother.
You cut me
Let me let Jay get a closeout. Jay?
Go ahead. No, I already closed out. I asked the question with Yarah. We was cool.
Suntan, close us out.
All right. Peace to all my brothers, my Hebrew brothers. But one thing that you should know, all these things that he just talked about, he gave us a long-winded talk about all of these, Isaac and Jacob, and we can't find a grave to neither one of them people, man. And that really bothers me, because I believed in that narrative for years. There's not one, and these are great people, Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham. Where is one resting place for these people? And to have my brothers go out and just act like all of this stuff is just real is just really bizarre. It makes me ponder, man, every day, because I would like for it to be real, but I just don't see no evidence. And right now, Apostle gave that long speech. He can't pull up one grave or one picture of a grave, or none of them famous guys who was here on earth. And when you go saying that they named the animals, that just, if just because you're religious, it don't sound funny to you, but it sounds funny to me. Animals don't talk. You just name the animals. And I don't know how you get these visions. They was under the spell of God to get them all on that ark. So, it's just a great, great, bizarre story, man. And I'm not going to take that away from you. That's how you're going to leave here thinking about just how you thinking. And that's maybe a great thing for you. But as for me, I'm going to be in my box, but I'm going to come out and look around sometimes. But I, kind of feel for y'all fellas, good luck and, peace to you. Because as long as you stay in that box, that's where you're going to rest at. Peace.
Peace, Suntan. Thank y'all. Peace and black power to everybody. Thank you, Apostle. Did your thing today.
Yes, sir.
Apostle, you made them eat their words today. You and Elder Yarah, y'all made them eat their words. And that's it. Peace and blessings, everybody.
Are you going to be live with Tazaria?
No. We canceled because he had to run and get the flight. Tazaria always traveling, man. Yeah. He travels all the time, so he had to go. I think he's going to California. Yeah. He tried to get here before the time, but time was getting short. All right, bro.
Well, you can have him when you come back.